This is this is the second vocalist on the album, Lord Elmonius.
Yeah, the old Elmonius. What songs does he appear on then?
On Epic and Green Leviathan.
He
does some of the war squeals in Green Leviathan. I'm not sure what he does in Epic.
Just whatever he feels like. All right, so anyway, this is another one of our Friday hangouts. We've got me again. Hi, this is me. We've got Jake again.
Hello.
Jake from his, and then down below we've got Ted and Lord Elmonius, or Elmonius, that's how you pronounce it, from Bofo Kwo. As things going with you, mate?
Sorry, what did you say?
How are things for you this evening?
It's good. I just had a 4-hour nap, so I'm opening a beer, and I just fed him. His girlfriend.
So he's happy that he's gonna go. He's had enough now.
Yeah. He only gets paid for 2 minutes of screen time. He's a diva. So
yeah, if he's not getting paid, he's out. He's out of here. So as things, was it you that got Was it you that were saying you nearly got arrested for doing your death metal vocals in your flat? Your neighbour.
There is probably like a note on me, like domestic abuse or something. But it actually happened twice now. One time, when we wrote The Legend of the Cannibal King, I recorded some of the vocals in my bathroom. And at that time, I had a friend living with me. And she was quite like a tall, big girl. So my neighbor actually asked if she was beating on me. But I just explained that we were recording a death metal album. But this one was a bit more weird because I was rehearsing like 10 o'clock in the morning. And in Holland, like, you can't really call the police if it's noise pollution, like even after 10. But somehow I practiced, and then I was like refurnishing. So maybe it sounded like I was beating someone while first I was like moving stuff, and then I was screaming because we're recording a new EP. And went to shop, went to lunch, and then like 2 hours later, it knocks on my door, and the police is there. And it's like, "Are you beating someone here?" And like they didn't even ask to go in. When I said no, it's just me and the two cats. I didn't even explain because I don't want to discuss music with the police. So
no.
And they were just like, "Okay, so you live alone?" Yeah. And I'm like, I'm on the phone and work when I do bookings or stuff like that. So I had my headset, and both of the cats were looking at the police, and it's like, but I suspect they have some kind of note that if something happens, they like come directly here. But then they can see my whole music studio. They're welcome to come in. So.
All right, cool. Yeah. This is my friend Alexandra from Russia, everybody.
Hey,
it's Alexandra. Hi, Alexandra. Good to see you. I've known her for quite a while. She's one of my supporters on my Patreon. My very first supporter on my Patreon. And I said, "Do you want to come and hang out? And we can." I've never actually spoken to. How are you today, mate?
I'm great. My English is not very good, so I'm not going to speak much today.
That's okay.
But it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you as well. It's good to finally chat to you. She does. You listen to my podcast. I do every week. I have a song sent from Russia with metal. Alexandra is the one who sends me my Russian tracks every week and does the intro for it as well. Can we have a quick? It's Russian Metal or whatever it is. How does it go?
What?
How does it go with the intro? It's Russian Metal or something like that. You say.
Из России с любовью.
Oh, something like that.
Where are you from?
There's a man who's always fashionably late.
Hey.
Yeah. What part of Russia are you in at the moment, Alexandra?
Well, right now I'm living in Samara. It's central Russia. I used to live in St. Petersburg, but I moved back to my hometown.
Right. Yeah, I remember you telling me you moved out, and because was it all the COVID that made you have to go back, was it, or?
Yeah, I decided to go back to my mom.
Yeah. Is there any gigs there at the moment, or are they still closed down?
No, there are actually some gigs, and I went to one last week, I think, but it's mostly hardcore gigs I go to right now, not metal. So
Right.
I'm not comfortable going to them right now. So I wear a mask and I try to not stand too close to everyone, but I just can't see that format. When I know there's a gig right now going on, and I can't miss it.
Right. What about in Holland? Have they got a gigs back there yet, Ted?
Nah. We have a lockdown basically. We can't go out after 9 o'clock every day. So and the vaccination is super slow. So I expect gigs in Holland to be back like with
I had my
social
vaccination
distancing after summer.
I had my first jab. Look, still got the plaster on.
Well, I know it. Like all you guys in the UK, you're already on your way to the pub, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, Monday.
Not quite.
That's my first shot too.
What was that, Alexandra?
I've had my first shot too last week, I think.
Oh, really?
Right.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I haven't had mine yet.
No, I'm too young.
Yeah, you're only a few years younger than me, Elric. Have you not had any notification about
There's
it yet?
a massive difference. No. I guess the thing is they stopped. They had the cut-off point and wanted to do the second jabs for people that are above 50. So they're waiting for the next stage will be the under 50s basically. So probably get it soon. I would have thought mid-April maybe.
Yeah, I think your age group anyway is kind of like excess to need anyway, so they're not really too worried about your age group. Like if you happen to all catch it and pop your clogs, it don't matter. As long as the important people like me
they don't expect you to die. So that's
good.
Yeah, we'll see. Right, should have some people coming from AxMinister as well. For some reason, they're in chat saying cheers all, but they're not actually turning up to turning up into the room.
They're Canadians,
Yeah,
so they'll have some time to figure it out.
I'm pretty sure I gave them the link. So that's the trouble with like doing a hangout. There's not much to talk about. Did I not send these guys the link? I'm pretty sure I sent them the bloody link.
I'd like to talk to Bofo Kwo actually because
go for it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you know a DJ at Metal Devastation Radio called Lucy SD.
Yeah, she's a big fan of us. So.
Yeah, exactly. She does the show that's after mine on a Monday.
Yeah.
That's right. So I've played some Bofo Kwo as well in the past, and yeah, she's a big fan. She's interviewed you as well, hasn't she?
We were gonna meet up, but that was right before the pandemic. I don't know what happened. I was gonna go to the Doomfest in Eindhoven and meet up with her.
That's right, of course, yeah.
But we said I'll meet up with her soon. Anyways, I mean I work for a German booking company, so
right.
She's based in Germany, so I'll see her at some show when everything reopens. But yeah, well, thank you for playing us. We are really happy for everyone who's playing us. Unfortunately, I don't have Kimo here. Normally, I have like a little voice box and I can make him say everything, but I forgot it today. But, we really love Metal Devastation. I know you promote the band Repent too a lot, and they're a really good friend of ours. So.
All right, cool. Yeah.
So. Lucy is great too, so she has a lot of great music.
Apparently, I forgot to send a link to them. I was talking to Steve. I said, "Oh, let me just send you the link now for the chat." And then I went off on a tangent about something else, and so I never actually sent him the link. So, oops, that's typical of me trying to do 100 things at once.
But if anyone wants to send me music, send to my email. I'll put it in the chat area. Might be best. But yeah, Into the Pit, Metal Devastation Radio. Anyway,
did you get the herbicidal demo yet? Did Jake send you the herbicidal?
Well, that's one thing I was meant to do. I'll send it later.
I haven't seen that yet, but yeah.
It's kind of like it's hard to find anything to talk about because there's bugger all going on. There's no gigs going on. All you can talk about is what we've done on our channels. Are you working on new stuff, Ted, at the moment for Bofo Kwo? working on a new album or EP?
We're doing something really weird. We're doing something called the Riffs
Even
of Our
more
Lives.
weird than normal.
Yeah, Bofo Kwo is normally very normal, but this time we're gonna ask our fans to help writing the album by selecting 1 out of 2 riffs in 4 TV shows. So I've written 8 songs, and we're gonna present them, and then we're gonna get 4 songs out of that and write an EP or record an EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a choose your own adventure. Maybe a choose your own riff.
Yeah, kind of.
You do the same thing with the lyrics as well. Get people to choose what lyrics they like the most.
Yeah, there are 3 seasons planned, 4 episodes per season. So now the riffs, and then the next is the arrangement with the drums and stuff, because we have electronic drums, so Kimo controls the drumming.
Right.
And the last 4 episodes will be of the lyric, because our 3rd member is kind of like a hippie moonchild. Jana, her name is Kumari. She's not really a musician in that sense. So when we present the lyric, we're gonna have like interviews and a Skype call or Zoom call, and she's gonna have her input. She always has a lot of inputs of the lyrics. So it will be a very hippie, mysterious way. And, yeah.
All right, Steve's here. All right, man.
Hey. Oh my God, he went all makeup.
Looking good.
Proper flag in the beer there.
Cheers.
Cheers.
How's everybody doing
Black
tonight?
metal. Oh, good.
All good, yeah. Played your stuff the other week on Metal Devastation Radio. Thanks for the music.
Oh, did you?
sent
Thank you,
me.
Elric.
Yep. Really cool.
Cool. Yeah, sorry about not sending you the link. I thought I sent it to you like days ago. I went on there and really look at it. I said, "Oh, let me just send you the link," and then I completely forgot to send you the link. So yeah, that's typical me trying to organise interviews and hangouts and doing the notes for my weekly podcast.
He does
as well.
too much.
I know. I do so much. I'm trying to grow things, trying to get people to watch it and get the word out there and so forth. But slow acorns, mighty oaks will grow. Hopefully, we shall see.
Thank you for everything you do, Graham. Cheers.
No worries, mate. No worries. What's everyone drinking tonight?
It's a great idea. I think this is really, really fun. Like,
I hope so. Yeah, I kind of want to make it kind of like casual, so people can come on whenever they want, kind of thing. So like, if there's gaps and people come into the chat, I'll send them the link.
Yeah.
Are you drinking tonight, Alexandra?
No, I actually don't drink.
Oh, okay.
I'm too young.
You're too young.
Too young.
Oh well.
You're never too young to have your first drink.
I'm too bloody old and I'm drinking.
We're too old to know better. That's the trouble. We're too old to know better.
Or when someone has their drink and they get really drunk in front of us, like, I remember my first beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Coffee cheers works too.
Yeah,
I think the days of me getting too drunk are long behind me now. I don't think I've really ripped my head off like with beer for ages. I think you get, when you're young and you wake up fried up in the morning and you don't know how you got home and all that kind of thing. It's like, I've done that now. I don't feel like doing that anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty similar.
Yeah.
Slow and steady. That's the way to do it. Go all night
slow and
long.
steady.
Slow and steady, yeah.
I hate hangovers now. I hate them.
Yeah.
Oh, except when you go to festivals, that's all up the window. It's just like one beer down, have another.
Oh, no.
That's true.
Well, Bloodstock Thursdays is always my get pissed day.
Yeah, it's Bloodstock. As soon as you put your tent up, get a beer, get your camping chair, get a beer out, sit down, crack it open, done.
Yeah, because Thursdays you only have the few bands, don't you? And it's just
the rest of the days though, I can't be bothered. I can't bother to keep going up and queuing up all the time. Like, go queue up, get another beer. I have
a big sack of beer that I take with me.
Yeah, if you can sneak it in.
Yeah. Oh no, for the campsite.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I just go to the campsite on the first day.
Right.
I barely go in.
No, I always like to see all the bands, man. I feel like if I paid the money, I don't want to miss any of the bands. So I always try and watch as many of the bands.
Well,
possible.
the first day is a weird one because there's only usually about 4 or 5 bands, like introductory. Although this year, if it happens, they're putting on the extra day, aren't they?
Yeah, they got the Wednesday, so they might have bands on that day as well.
So it's a really nice gesture, but if it happens.
Yeah.
When is it supposed to? Which dates?
Is it August?
It's August.
Oh, okay.
In Britain.
In Britain, it's more likely than Europe for sure.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Like,
I know a few people that had tickets for the Barcelona Metal Fest, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, where's that supposed to be?
Sort of similar time frame, I think.
What's the situation like in Spain for the COVID? Is it bad?
Bad, yeah. France is bad. Germany's got quite bad. Yeah, they've all had. Well, like us, we had the second kind of wave.
Yeah,
we've managed to roll out these vaccines really quickly. It seems to have. I'm not saying there won't be another wave.
No, especially as they don't even know how long the vaccine that you get is going to be good for. It actually says on the it says in the fine print. Oh, we're not sure when you might need another vaccine. We don't know how long this vaccine will be efficacious for, kind of thing. So it's like, and someone was saying, well, I've got a mate in Israel. She's saying that she thinks it's going to, you have to take it every 6 months. Hello there.
Could be like
that. Hello, guy from AxMinister. How you doing, mate?
That's right.
Well, we lost one and we gained another one, so they're kind of like on a 1-1 here. Oh, now we got
we're outnumbered. Yeah. We're outnumbered by AxMinister.
I was here. I turned the camera off so I could go grab them.
Oh, right, you're going to see what they were. Yeah, sorry about that. I thought I'd sent the link to Steve already, but apparently I hadn't. So, what an idiot.
Yeah. When it's like the first official concert in the UK, have you guys seen like anything? You have anything planned?
No, nothing. I've not heard of anything official. Let me get that logo off of your head, Ted, because
there's a lot of
don't need my logo over your head.
There's a lot of
let's put Cthulhu on your shoulder instead. That'd be better.
Oh yeah. There are gigs planned, like tentatively, like sort of small gigs, but there's no like big, like big-ish.
Well, I just found out the Rammstein gigs were moved to next year. I had tickets to Rammstein for 2 years in a row now, so
there might be gigs towards the end of the year. We'll see.
Yeah, who's this dubious-looking fella?
I had tickets for the Black Dahlia murder this year, but now it's been moved to January next year. So I'm just
I moved all the shows I booked for my bands. I had like 20 shows, then I moved them twice now. So some of them are just cancelled. Some are for 2022. But I'm hoping, because we wanted to go to Canada, Steve. So we were in contact with an agent. We were planning to go.
Then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we want to go and see AxMinister as soon as we can. So.
Nice.
It's all right in Canada, though, isn't it? For the
I was saying, what's happening in Canada?
Yeah, what's the situation?
Well, we just entered. It's going to be different here from province to province. But here in Ontario, we just entered another stay-at-home order. That just happened like April 3rd. Started April 3rd. It's for another month. So we're fucked again. And you know what? It's like we just had patios open for like a week, and that shit happens. And because it's the third variant now apparently, and ICUs are filling up again. And
oh Jesus!
How is your vaccination going?
Here again, man. I'm losing my freaking mind.
It's like I know a guy I know
called Steve. AxMinister for just over a year now. Unfortunately, that year has been 2020, so I have not played my first show with AxMinister yet.
Wow.
Man, you start thinking they're ever going to come again, don't you? Really? Because I know a guy who puts gigs on in Ipswich, like in England, and he keeps saying, "Oh, looks like we can have a gig. This is going to be that. This is going to be the rules." And then a week later, we'll say, "Oh, the rules have changed again. This is what we're going to do now." And a week later, "Oh, now we can't do that. We have to do this instead."
That's what I'm waiting in Britain.
Yeah,
that's what I'm like anticipating. Like
gigs cancelled.
Yeah. Do you know what the biggest variant of COVID in the world is now?
No.
Kent's variant.
Kent.
The little borough in England below London.
Well,
and a variant of COVID, and it's spread around the world, and it's the biggest variant in the US.
Oh my God!
It's from a little county in England.
Wow.
Crazy. Crazy, eh?
What causes the variance though? What even? This is the wrong thread. Why are we doing this should be a virologist thread, not a blinking well heavy metal hangout.
Oh yeah.
Where's the virologists when we need them? Does anyone know any virologists? I mean, how do variants get caused? Like, I don't understand it. I suppose it's just the virus just mutates on its own. So the thing is with COVID, so much of the terminology sounds like they have a heavy metal track anyway, doesn't it? Or a heavy metal band name, you know.
It's good material for future songs and lyrics. This pandemic, I give you that.
I think bands.
We already put loads of stuff on our album before it happened about the plague and everything. So.
Yeah. I think bands are already getting fed up with like these.
It's not even close to a plague. It's just like a mild inconvenience.
Yeah,
it's like it's not even a plague. Where are the bodies? It's not even a plague. It's like Walmart is open. Freaking all the corporate stores are open.
As long as Walmart is open, it's not considered a plague. When the last Walmart closed, then it's good.
A plague is a plague. A plague, you go outside, your eyes melt. You know, like
proper plague. Right, we've got to talk about your T-shirt here, Graham.
Oh yeah. Look, Elric is the first person. I'll put him on full screen. He's the first person in the world to own a high-speed hangover T-shirt. Whoa, right. That's good. That's what. Yeah, the well-dressed man, the best-dressed man in the thread. I haven't even got my own high-speed hangover T-shirt.
The bootleg version, then. There is a bootleg version too, I heard.
No, not my. No one will bother to bootleg my T-shirt, mate. It's the first one that's been sold. Full stop. No one's going to bootleg it. You can start bootlegging if you like.
Timo will take you up on that offer. He bootlegs all our albums on the side, man.
Oh, cool.
But you buy all the merch, can't you? You've got a few different things.
Absolutely, yeah. You can buy pillars with my face on, all sorts. Yeah, loads of stuff. Loads of stuff on my channel and my podcast. I need to get myself a T-shirt. Really, I need to get myself a T-shirt.
How is it if you ship it to EU now? Do I have to pay some kind of toll or what?
No, I don't know. Actually, it's all it's on the website. It's like a site called Redbubble, and you can order it anywhere in the world, and it's printed.
Oh, they ship it from Europe, I guess.
No, yeah, they wherever you're nearest. I think they must have like printers all over the world, and whatever nearest one to you is, they'll be the ones that print it up and send it out to you, I suppose. I'm assuming that's how it's done, but I've sold a few cups, not high-speed hangover ones, but one for my YouTube channel. I've got a little logo that I have. For some reason, people have bought it, but can't hurt to try. Get all this stuff and see what happens.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, all right, Farah? This is my down here in the corner at the bottom. It's my stepson.
Hey.
Can't hear you. Is your microphone on?
That's a no. Or you
can't hear you at all.
Can't hear you.
Yep. Yeah, you're muted, Liam.
No, I can't hear you at all, mate. Is it plugged in properly? No, never mind.
Never mind.
What about AxMinister? Are you guys writing something new? Recording something?
Oh yeah, we're doing a lot of new stuff. Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, great. No, we are. We're kind of history obsessed. So we're doing a half an hour Napoleon Bonaparte song.
Okay.
Wow.
Which is part 1 of 3. So there's going to be 2 other songs about Napoleon. We're also working.
Half an hour.
Are you going to call it Napoleon Bonaparte 1, 2, 3? Oh,
Fuck's sake.
This is the first one. Is the Age of Napoleon Act 1. And we're also doing a Vlad the Impaler. You know Vlad Tepes?
Yeah. Nice fella.
Yeah, nice guy. Yeah, I'd have him over for dinner. Seriously, he didn't give a fuck about COVID.
Writing about my old buddy Vlad. Yeah, part 1 and part 2. So we're doing that, and the idea is to create a EP on vinyl, limited release EP on vinyl. And,
that's gonna be weird and fun.
Yeah, so we're hoping to have that out by the end of the year, and then we've also got another 3 tunes that we've got ready to take into the studio. So we might be doing something else with.
Cool.
Oh, cool. But you still meet up and you can rehearse now? You're not too far from each other, right?
Actually, yeah, we can right now at the moment, and I don't know what the hell's going on here from day to day. What's open, what's closed. But
Okay.
yeah, we can still jam. During the whole COVID business and all throughout 2020 and everything, we did have 2 different times where we were shut down, couldn't even jam for like about a
Because
month
we
or
haven't
2.
been able to meet for a year, so we rehearsed via internet.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
That's
we used
shitty.
a program called Jam Kazam for all my 3 bands.
Oh wow.
So with my brother's band, we are 5 people in 4 different countries, so it's quite complex, but it works. We can rehearse now. Our drummer has a good setup, so we can hear him. And my brother is in Sweden, so he sings from Sweden, and then me and Kim are from Holland and Finland. So it works well, but it's really, really weird to just stare at a screen when you practice. Yeah. But the latency is good, but it's so weird. I just want to meet them.
It's not a real jam. It's not a real jam unless you smell the drummer's VO.
Yeah. Get some echo now. Make sure your headphones are plugged in.
Thank you, echo from someone.
It's not me. It's
It's probably me. Wait.
We must be jamming now. I'm here.
It sounds cool.
It sounds trippy, man. I'm gonna have to record this and download it for an intro. Wow.
I'm gonna see if
What's going on? What's going on?
I don't know.
Sounds like
I'm gonna leave the studio and come back.
All right. Who was it? Oh, no, it's even worse.
Who was it?
I don't know. Let's just testing. I think it might be Liam. Testing.
Liam.
I think it's you, Liam. Causing some echo. I don't know why. Your headphones are in, aren't they?
You don't care. It's not you.
Oh, okay. I hear you all are echoing now.
Oh!
I've muted Liam. It's definitely Liam.
It's Liam.
When I mute him, you're gonna have to listen, Liam.
There we go.
Yeah, it's Liam.
His microphone isn't working anyway, I don't think, because he's trying to talk and nothing was coming out from when he was trying to talk. So it looks like you have to sit and listen for once.
No, Green, could you put him back? That was kind of awesome.
You like the echo? Just put it back for the echo then.
I like a Queen album.
Are you recording an EDM song right now, Steve? Like recording on it?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, let's record it.
Hi.
Oh, hi, we can hear you.
Things feel right now.
How do I sound?
Not
now
too
you're
loud.
really good, yeah.
Not too loud.
Not too loud.
No, you was really loud. The first time you came on, you was really loud, and then we couldn't hear you at all a minute ago, and then we were getting some echo.
Weird.
Anyway,
how do I sound now? Do I sound alright or loud?
a little bit loud.
Quite loud.
Compared to everyone else, but
How about here? Do I sound
yeah,
Oh,
that's
great.
fine.
Yeah. Finally.
Liam used to do the podcast with me way back in the beginning of the podcast. Where he was just like, I was trying to do a podcast and he'd just be a complete fool and talk rubbish.
Those shows with Liam were nuts.
They were nuts. He is nuts. He just said whatever comes into his head, and it was just random weirdness. So you think it's weird already? Just me.
When did Elric get a high-speed hangover shirt?
It came in the post today. It's the very first sale for a High Speed Hangover shirt. The first of many, I'm sure. This is how I'm going to make my fortune, by everyone buying High Speed Hangover shirts. They're going to spread across the galaxy, and you won't have to find a job. Yeah, the universe, galaxy.
You'll have to have the artist on your show to wear it. When the live show starts, you have to tell all the artists on your show to wear your shirts.
Good idea.
How
I
much
need to
you
go on
make
myself.
with all the overheads and that? You probably make about 10 pence then, yeah?
No, I think it's not too bad actually. I think it's like £2 something.
£2,
I've got to earn so much before they actually pay me out, and so far they've not paid me out. So I said I think I've got to earn 20 quid before they will give me any money. and so far I haven't earned 20 quid. But the link is down below. Anyone in the chat wants to...
10 shirts you need to sell.
You know, shirts, caps, cushions, all sorts,
do
shower
everything,
curtains, bedspreads.
And don't buy Ted's cheap ripoffs. Get the real ones.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that word quid. 20 quid. So cool.
Yeah.
I want to buy drugs from an Englishman just so I'd be like, how many quids?
How many quids?
Some quaaludes,
And the equation is always wrong. If you buy drugs in the UK, they always fuck you because they don't have the same measurements as you. So when I used to live in London, I always used to be screwed. Like 50 quid for this much weed.
You're talking to the wrong people here about drugs. And me, Elric, and Liam, none of them actually do them much, so I don't think so.
I just went to Camden and asked around. So
they sell them at every corner in Holland. And every corner. When I went to Amsterdam, like every bloody corner, someone would offer you some drugs. It's like, no, leave me alone. I don't want any bloody drugs. I'm just here for the sex shops. I wasn't really. I wasn't. Dear.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the sex shows are not that great. The coffee shops are better.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone got any new records or CDs or anything this week? Anyone picked up any new music?
No, but I watched the Tron's new. Well, I got the new album from Tron. They had a live show stream.
Right.
It was super great. So I just got the full mix. So you should. It's gonna be published on YouTube soon. But they did the whole new album Pilgrim live on stream from a venue. So. That's like one of the bands I'm really into right now. Well, I work with them, of course, but Tron from Germany.
Okay.
Cool.
What
Black
sort
and
of
death metal.
Black and death metal. Okay.
Blackened death metal.
Blackened. Yeah. It's all match of a match.
It's amazing. It's like all my favorite things of black metal and all my favorite things of death metal, and they are like us, like between 40 and 50. So they're really. Amazing.
Are they named after the sci-fi movie Tron?
I never wanted to ask because they always get that question, so we don't discuss the choice of name, but they're on Listenable Records, so
okay.
Yeah,
that's quite a good label.
Their first album was really, really great. So they're playing. I had them booked on 5 of the big festivals, so I think they will play some really great festivals next year. They're playing Partisan if it goes through in August.
Right.
And then I don't know.
You did the booking for them, did you?
Yeah, I have them. Ancient Rites, Crimson Moon from Germany, and Blasphemy from Holland.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think you got blood for me to do the interview on my channel, didn't you?
Oh yeah, Olivia was
on my channel. That's right.
Yeah. I sent them your way.
Yeah.
And Inquisitor, but like the most attractive is probably Ancient Rites.
The Belgian one.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't their drummer die recently?
Yeah, their drummer died last week. I had to arrange flowers and shit for the funeral, so it's quite sad.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a talk on Monday and see, because we had quite a lot of shows prepared for them for next year. So and the end of the
tragic.
Yeah, the drummer was a drum roadie on the first trek. I mean, they're from the 80s, so he was a drum roadie the first time, and then he's been with them since then.
They actually played a gig that I put on in London, I don't know, back in the mid-90s, late 90s. They come and played at one of our... Ancient Rites.
Oh, okay.
The Belgian black metal band.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, you would have been there. I can't remember if it was an all-day or just a Monday night. I think it's one of the ones that terrorised us, sort of like advertised it for us. Yeah. And we just about scraped the amount of money that we needed to actually pay them. Well, we were supposed to pay them, but it was a good night anyway.
They're amazing. Right before the pandemic, we did 2 shows in Belgium with the old school black metal set. So they only played the 2 first demos and the first Evil Prevails with full black metal makeup and everything. So this was like the whole concept we were going to sell all last year, but we couldn't.
Yeah. Anyone else got anything that they've bought recently, or any bands they want to recommend people check out?
My Comic Mag Musings.
Groveling Gutchild.
Groveling Gutchild. That's his mate's school band, which is just some daft.
Awesome band.
Some daft. It's just complete silliness. He's not even metal. Quiet Child.
Quiet Child.
Whenever I'm asked that question, I always recommend the same band, Antioch.
AxMinister. Oh, Antioch.
Antioch is from Windsor, Ontario.
Okay.
No. I'm not like that big of an egomaniac, but Antioch. It's traditional heavy metal in the vein of it's like Maiden meets Manowar. A bunch of young guys. It's absolute straight up my favorite band. Like they're just like a local.
Maiden meets Manowar. That must be like extreme. That's great.
Yeah. No. Check them out. Antioch, like the ancient city. They're awesome. Like Nick Allaire.
And that's and Nick Allaire from that band has guested on a couple of AxMinister tunes as well.
We always try to get to him. He's like one of my favorites. They're all good boys. They're just one of them is actually a genius. He got a scholarship to MIT or something. The guy's like a legitimate genius. The drummer, Brendan, I think.
That's not very common that the drummer is the genius, but it happens.
We're brilliant, okay?
We don't have a drummer, so I don't have to worry.
The thing about drummers is that, we smell, we're brilliant, we die young, but we'll fuck your girlfriend. That's the thing about drummers.
Exactly. It's the best place to be, isn't it? Behind the kit, come on.
There's no smoke without fire, and all the stuff they say about drummers, there's got to be some reality for it, isn't there? I've always heard drummers are thick as two short planks, kind of thing. They're just good for hitting things.
In Acid Pussy, the drummer is the lead singer, so I have two split personalities in one. He's fucking insane. So when we go on tour, it's sometimes I just have to shake my head, go out and have a beer because he's just out there. He's both the lead singer and a drummer, and I don't know how that works, but his brain works in three different ways.
Yeah, there are a few drummer bands in there. Warfare, UK kind of fresh female band. They got a drummer singer, Evo. There's a few of them. All right.
Autopsy.
Any cool bands in Russia we should check out, Alexandra?
Well, there are a lot. The one I'm thinking of is called Kitavraz. They're about to release their second album this year. I don't know when, but they're awesome. They play death metal, and the main theme is warfare. I love their first release. I think you played one of the tracks.
What was it called again? You have to say quite a bit slower. What's the name of the band?
Kitavraz, and in English
Kitavraz.
It's Kitavraz, so it's TH with TH.
You have to spell it and share it.
Write it in the comments in the chat for us.
Yeah, I think I dropped in the chat.
Yeah.
I'll never get that word straight over my head.
But a lot of these bands are really hard to say the name. Like you can't even pronounce. I can't even pronounce my own band name. So
and you named it.
I say Bofo Kwo, Bofo Kwo, Bofo Kwo. In France, they say Bofo Kwo.
I keep wanting to say AxMinister as well.
AxMinister. Yeah.
And I think there is an AxMinister too.
It's a carpet. It's a carpet brand in the UK. AxMinister, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
sure it is. Yeah,
we're not a carpet, and we're not a small town. No, we're not a carpet.
But you sound like a small town on stage.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
You sound like a nicely carpeted small town to me personally. Yes, I always think of
it. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Have you anyone done any online gigs or anything like that during the COVID, or no one bothered with that? I explored that at all.
I mean, metal is so fucking hard. We were talking about it with Tron, and like we were discussing, like Dropkick Murphys, their live stream from the quarantine has been amazing. But for metal, you kind of need the audience in front of you to react. Sometimes it looks so lame just to jump around on stage when you play metal and you have nothing in front of you.
Yeah, you feel
don't
like
get
phony.
the same. Yeah. For me, it's hard to watch live streams and do live streams metal-wise. I feel I need a reaction from the crowd, because otherwise I just don't know where everyone is at and how do you take a show up or down.
But totally. When you're playing live, it's like it's a synergy with the crowd, right? I mean, they're enjoying what they're listening to and getting into it, and then when you're up on stage, you're kind of feeding off of their energy, right?
Yeah,
I can look at.
For me, it's like so important.
I can look at past videos of mine, and I can tell where I've had a good crowd and where I haven't. Right?
Yeah, you don't even have to see or hear the crowd.
You go up there and you play, and it doesn't matter if it's to 2 or 2,000 people or 200,000 people. You want to give a good kick-ass show, right, and give it your best. But I mean, the truth of the matter is that you do feed off of the energy of the crowd. So when you got a good crowd, when you get a mosh. Nothing I love more than seeing a mosh pit in front of me. Just seeing that chaos in front of me, and that gets me going more, right?
And the interaction. I mean, when I speak to the crowd, like I expect some kind of interaction. If you're on a stream, it's like, "Oh, how are you feeling tonight?" And it's like my cats are like, "Meow." That's like,
we did a photo shoot not long ago, and it was on a wicked stage and an amazing venue, DC Music here, and they do some amazing live streams, but it was just us and the photographer, and we had an absolute blast anyways, because that's the only damn thing we've had. So it was a lot of fun, but I mean, it's not the same as playing to a room full of people having a good time.
I think metal is hard to get that kind of emotion out of it, and you get bored. So, like, if you're in a metal concert, you don't get bored. But if you're just staring at the screen, you might have the show on in the background, and you start cooking or doing something. You're not in the moment, even as a fan. But it's a bit different with bands that play punk or party music. They can kind of get that feeling across. I think what we need human contact. Metal.
Yeah.
Honestly, who's gonna pay to watch a live band on a small screen? It doesn't make sense.
It's ridiculous.
I've seen lots of free ones. I've not seen any pay ones, but lots of free ones I've seen. Well, I haven't. To be honest, I've not watched any of the free ones that have gone on, because it's like you say, it's just like you might as well just watch a video of them like doing a gig.
Exactly.
But don't get me wrong. I watch a lot of live shows on YouTube afterwards. Like I go back and look at Wacken live sets. I look at all the classic live sets. Like before a show, I always look at Freddie Mercury's Live Aid gig. That's amazing. But that's moments in history. That's like capture, and you can see that there was a crowd at those shows. This is not moments of history. This is a disaster.
And that's all we got now. I mean, this is exactly what we've been trying to fight against for so long, right? Trying to tell everybody, hey, everybody, put down your damn phone, go see a live show.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't do that anymore. Pick up your phone, watch the live stream.
I expect small bands to fill venues after this. I expect people to really have missed it.
I'm really hoping
I'm going to see double what I used to.
Pardon the term, but I thought of it anyways before it was even a term. When the shit was going on in the music scene, I want to build back better. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
there's any venues left.
You know what? Of course, we all know, all in the music world, and not just the music world, the entire world. We know 2020 was shit. But let's be honest, 2019 wasn't a fucking picnic either. We got to do better than that.
Yeah, 2019 people were lazy. They didn't go to gigs next door, basically, because we were in abundance, and we could like go to so many gigs. And now, after a year, we're all sitting here. Why didn't I go to that gig and keep just staying home? So I hope people think about it for next when venues really reopens. I hope both the crowd and the bands appreciate the moment.
Well, I've always said I think when the first real gigs happen, I think they're going to be some of the best gigs. Like,
yeah, we haven't had
people
anything
and
real.
bands and crowds going to be so hyped.
Yeah.
You know, they could well be some of the best gigs ever. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe there might be a little bit of a period like where there's still lots of restrictions and that. So you won't.
I mean, first proper.
First proper.
Like a real non-social distancing gig.
Yeah. There's been sit-down gigs, like it looks like an award ceremony, doesn't it?
I don't know. Actually, thinking about
Godslave, I see Godslave, a German thrash metal band, like and they were playing, and all these people were sitting down.
I think someone needs to invent a socially distanced mosh pit where everyone has to I know they all have a long stick and they got a hole between each other, so they're not getting too close. So they're like, you know.
Well, you've probably seen those.
Super Soaker.
You've probably seen those memes with the bubble balls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be good anyway. That would be good without COVID. Just to do that in a mosh pit would be great.
That would be great.
The wall of death, and it'll be an actual wall. They won't be an actual wall.
Stop people from getting breathing on each other. I've got to get another beer, guys. Talk to you in a minute. Back in a minute. Let's get another beer.
No, I think when gigs come back, just like you said, when there's no social distancing, when bands can basically do anything on stage again, it's gonna be just insane. Like all the venues who survive, are gonna get what like the shows of a lifetime.
Yeah.
So
Good Lord, when I get out there and do my first AxMinister show, I'm gonna be so pumped up.
I know.
I
I
don't even care if I have an empty floor in front of me. I'm still stage diving.
Every band of culture said the same thing. The first gig's back is gonna be crazy. So
We'll make sure that's by a pool, Steve. So you won't
a little waiting pool. That would be great.
Oh.
Filled with beer.
No, I can't wait till we can do our first gig.
Oh yeah, nice beer.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
I mean, I have actually been watching quite a lot of online gigs, though.
So
I'll be back.
Because you got this thing monthly called Retribution Night, and they're like, it used to be live gigs around London, but obviously since they've done it online, and so bands have either made live gigs for them or they've recorded and Retribution's taken them, but some really cool stuff. It's still enjoyable. It's just not the same, but
it's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing.
It's good that they're still trying. Bands are still trying to get their names out and do some stuff, and hopefully people are supporting it.
And with that, it's free.
Yeah.
The fact is, there are still underground after-hours clubs, illegal. People go. There's still shows going on. There's still parties going on. It's all illegal, all black market.
Probably.
We pretend we exist on the surface, but there's an underbelly out there. Even before COVID, there were all these after-hours clubs where you can. You're doing lines off the tables and thinking, drinking booze illegally and such. So that didn't go away, they expect this thing to disappear, and hoping that people will follow the rules. Not everybody's gonna follow the rules. There's underground events, underground gyms. I found this gym underground. They wanted $500 a month, and it's in somebody's fucking garage. And it's all illegal and stuff. This stuff exists. Let's not be naive.
In London, especially East London, that's going on more in the dance music community.
Yeah,
underground raves and things like that going on a lot.
Yeah,
and then they get busted by the police sometimes, but
But I mean, those COVID or not, but. Without COVID, those kind of things exist too, and that's really cool in one sense. We've done some shows with Acid Pussies, that's those kind of places in Germany, and the crowd is outstanding at those places. They just go wild for especially if you have a little live show and you do some theatrical stuff, then they go crazy. So that's a part of the music industry, anyways. It's just like for people who are playing the gigs like Ancient Rites, they can't really show up at the indie club.
No.
It needs some kind of logistics for them to show up. They live in different countries too.
Yeah.
And I think for smaller bands and punk bands and also indie metal bands, there's still a market. Like they've been playing gigs like us says. But for the rest of us, we need like the world to open for the gigs to happen. And I think that's the problem. Like we really need the world to open before we can do gigs, because music is not even considered essential, which is quite crazy in some ways, because like what people do now, they work, they see their family, and that's it. Like you don't get any release. You can't go to a show and get like all these things you normally used to get out. And I think it's important that we really come together and fucking crush the scene when it opens.
Hell yeah. Cheers to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good. Well, we shall see what happens.
But there will be a lot of good music, new music this year. A lot of people recorded loads of stuff last year, from big bands too, and long-term bands, I think. So it will be flooded with new releases. That's something to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's killing theaters too. You know, like theater arts getting hurt. You know, like movies and you know, actual theater. That's really important to culture, not just music. And they're just being killed. Like I don't know how you can be like a small cinema in like a big city nowadays, like after this pandemic. You know, okay, sure, Cineplex or whatever. There's huge ass corporations. Yeah, okay, you know, they're on first name basis with Tom Cruise, but the passionate cinema owner, you know, is just taking a dive. It's killing these creative industries.
Businesses, isn't it? All small businesses are like, you know, clubs and pubs and bloody well, you know, mum and pop shops and that kind of stuff, you know.
Here everything is closed since a long time, so like all the bars, all the clubs has been closed for months here in Holland. But I've seen a lot of small, talked about like underground, small art galleries that are open in the evening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so here in Haarlem, there's like 3 really small art galleries, and they're all been open now during the pandemic. So that's quite interesting. And they try to social distance and follow the rules, so it's not like it's 100 people in a room.
Yeah,
but it's good that people can go and look, because there's a lot of local painters in Haarlem.
Wow.
So there's a lot of galleries. Well, in Haarlem and Amsterdam is huge with paintings and art. So. Probably more than music. So there's much more art exhibits than music, but I still see them going on, which is good, because a lot of people, they live off this here in Haarlem and Amsterdam.
Yeah,
it's really important. You know, these artists, you know, we starve, and we put so much into ourselves, into our work, like musicians, filmmakers, painters. And now it's like the governments are like, well, too bad, fuck you, you know. For not, I wouldn't even call it like a plague. It's like it's just a severe flu.
But it
flu.
is killing a lot of people. Though. I think he's got more numbers than some of the, you know, what's coming. I assume it has anyway. I mean, I've not really looked into all the numbers, but
great.
No, it's not the apocalypse.
People stop dying from anything else other than freaking COVID. You know, you have a heart attack, it's a COVID death. You get hit by a bus, it's a COVID death. Like, give me a break, everybody. For a while.
Yeah.
Now, me and Gray's good friends, thrash metal band Chemical, predicted the future like 11 years ago. They got a song called Pandemic, didn't they?
Yeah, that's true.
Really?
And it goes back to the music. I love it.
And then
I'm pretty certain a lot of thrash bands have done a song called Pandemic at some point.
That's all right.
Cause you won't even be here.
That's true.
So Rob and the lads literally
predicted
it.
That's true. I might look that track up. And see if I can play it. I'm gonna look it up. You guys carry on chatting.
They
look it up.
predicted the future back in like 2010. Crazy guys.
I forgot all about that track. Yeah, it's true. But it's not like it's an unusual kind of theme.
It's quite a
No,
normal
but
concept for a
eerie
thrash band,
to
though, isn't it?
know what happened 10 years later, though.
Yeah,
That's what
true,
came
true.
out. It's just
That would be
foreshadowing shit.
yeah.
It's a pandemic, not an epidemic. People like hear this word pandemic and they're scared. Pan just means like all encompassing, all over. It doesn't mean it has nothing to do with the mortality rate or anything like that. It's just it's pan. It's across the globe. It's pan. So people hear that word and they're like, oh, it's a pandemic. Yeah, it's everywhere, but it doesn't mean that. Anyways. I don't want to go on a rant here. I'm starting to get a little bit drunk and buzzed. And,
no worries, mate. That's the whole idea.
That's all point of these
That's the whole
chats.
idea. Chat about what we want to chat about. We can't chat about the last gig we went to because it was bloody a year ago or over a year ago.
I remember.
Let's
I
go-
haven't
let's
been
go
to
through that
since
thing.
2014.
That's
Let's
not
go
a lazy
through that
gig.
thing.
Doesn't leave the house.
What was
I was
Peter's last
shit
gig?
faced on my last gig. That was benighted in Austria. It's fucking crazy. Have you heard of Benighted from France?
Benighted.
Yes.
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
They're super awesome live. I was invited to see them, so I went to Vienna and the Viper Room, and it was super sick show. And then when I came home, everything closed down. So that was actually a memory for life. I was gonna have them here in Holland in September, but that was cancelled, of course. So.
If you were that drunk, how can it be a memory for life?
Yeah.
Hey,
I've got lots of memories like that too. Memories that I don't remember. Very,
What was
very
your
fond
last
memories
gig, Ray?
that I don't remember.
What was your last gig for
Well,
lockdown?
mine.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't remember the name of the band. I'm terrible for remembering fucking band names. But I filmed them. They're on my channel. But I can't for the life of me remember the fucking name of the band. But they were pretty decent though. It's quite a cool gig.
Was it in March or was it in March or February?
It was in March. They just said we just started getting like stuff about there's all these germs and all these disease or whatever. And I'd filmed some other guy's gig and he was putting the gig on. He said, "Do you want to come down and film it?" I was like, "I'm working till so and so." I'll put you on the door. Just come and film what you can film. And I got there just in time to see the last band. And like when I went in there, I saw him and we shook hands. And I shook hands. I thought, oh. Shouldn't be shaking hands, should I? I was thinking to myself. That's supposed to be dangerous.
Love this scene, eh? I love this scene, eh? It's across the world. The same. If you're a freaking metalhead, hey buddy, help me out. I need someone to film the set. Boom, you come out. We help each other. You buy each other's merch with the shirt and all that. It's amazing. Like if you're outside it, I don't think you understand it. It's all the ego
I grew
goes
up
out.
in Sweden with the rock and punk scene, and there everyone is competing against each other. So you show up 3 bands, everyone sits by themselves. No one talks to the other people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even talk with the overlap. Yeah. And then when I started playing metal, everyone is like, "Oh, you want to use my amp? Or you want to do this?" It's like, it's so fucking different. Like in Sweden, if you play in a rock band, don't even bother talking to any of the other bands, no matter if you're the bigger band or the smaller band. Wow. It's like everyone sits by themselves.
Metal is a brotherhood.
Speak.
Metalhood is a brotherhood and sisterhood, man.
So different.
Yeah, of course
to play metal.
But you know what? It also depends on the time too, because like. That's the way it is today. In the 90s, it was different. It was more like what you were saying, Ted.
Yeah.
You're playing a show.
Well,
you know who
old.
the guitar players are, right? Because they're the ones like right up the front of the stage like that. Fuck, I could do that better.
Exactly.
that was like the 90s scene, right? But I mean, even back then, metal was a brotherhood. But even today, more so than ever, I think, because you don't have that same level of lane competition.
The metal
for sure. But it's not a competition. We got to fucking realize
exactly. Yes,
it's a healthy competition.
No idea.
It's my mate Tom.
Competition isn't necessarily a bad word. It's a healthy competition. We help each other. There's sportsmanship to it, I guess. A competition is not necessarily bad.
You're gonna be like, okay, I want the same success as the other band, but if you don't get it, you just have to work a bit harder. And then one day it's AxMinister who is featured on a radio show. The other day it's another band, and as long as we all get in and we all get heard, then it's up to each band how hard they work if they want to grow. I think as a metal band, it's up to you. But if you keep helping your peers, you will grow because you will be invited to more gigs. You will be invited to play with more bands. And you cannot do a show alone unless you're Rammstein. And not even big bands do shows alone. They bring support acts. So, but when you play shows like we do with not 10,000 people, it's even more important that the crowd has a good time the whole night. Then they have a memory and they come to the next show with either of these bands.
Yeah.
I think that's different in the metal. I think times have changed too, Steve.
Yeah.
In the 90s, I remember like I went to play like this show in Stockholm and we were like 15, 16 and the other bands didn't even speak to us because we were from south of Sweden and we were all competing about the same crowd instead of like someone's drum piece broke, you didn't like help them, you had the venue fix it and stuff like that. Now it's quite different when we go live. It's like we're all a big show, we drink together, we talk together and just have fun. And that's what I really love about playing metal live is all the things around it when you're not on stage.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's the whole package, isn't it?
Hanging out, meeting new people.
Yeah. Anyway, Jake, what was your last gig before it all went to shit?
My last gig was Testament.
Oh, wow. Testament shows,
that one, and also a gig at the Griffin as well. It was only 2 bands, so it's not really worth mentioning. But
I just want to apologize to everyone in advance for a second. Apologize to everyone in advance for a second.
Yeah.
The Klaus is on his way.
The Klaus. Uh-oh.
Is this your band member?
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Is he gonna be noisy?
We'll
never know.
I just the last band that I saw.
Drinking, so.
I can't remember the last 2 bands I saw at the Griffin, but it was all right.
The band I saw was Darkened Nocturne Slaughter Cult, they were called.
Oh, they were great.
Darkened Nocturne Slaughter Cult. It's an easy name to remember. I don't know why I keep forgetting it. I have to keep looking it out. Literally, I just looked it up, then I forgot. Was it Darkened Slaughter Cult Nocturne? I'll go back again and tell me what it was. Darkened Nocturne Slaughter Cult. It's like they've got 3 different... It's like it could be called Darken. No, there's already a band called Darken. What about Nocturne? No, there's already 5 bands called Nocturne. How about Slaughter Cult? No, there's 3 bands called Slaughter Cult. What about Darken Nocturne Slaughter Cult? Let me just double check. No, that's good. We can have that one. We can use that one. Oh, good.
And that's why we have like multi-word, fucking band names now.
What was the last shows you see then, AxMinister members?
Pardon me?
What was the last shows you see?
Last shows.
Well, the last I played a couple shows in the summer of 2020. That was like with my other cover band. One of them actually was like a 1-day outdoor festival, and it was called Fuck COVID Fest.
Oh yeah.
Now the last show that I saw,
it didn't work though, did it? It didn't work. I hope you demanded your money back. You said I came to this bloody show and COVID wasn't fucked.
That's true. Yeah, we are going to do it again this summer. Now the last show that I saw, and you know what? Like I live in Hamilton, Ontario. It's about 45 minutes southwest of Toronto. I used to live in Toronto. Now we've got Oshawa. This is all in the same area, so I mean, to me, it's all the same scene. A little bit on the east side of Toronto is Oshawa. So the last show that I went to was
the asshole of Ontario, by the way. But go on.
The last show that I went to was a band out here, local band that I love. Everybody check these guys out. Protocult.
Yeah, I fucking love Protocult.
Yes. And they were supposed to do a show at the Rock Pile, which is on the other side of Toronto, and it's about like half the distance to me. My favorite venue here. There's another place to check out. Is anything at the Rock Pile. It's going to be cool. If you like music, check it out. It was supposed to be there. It was going to be a bigger show, and so I had tickets to that. It got postponed because of COVID.
It was an anniversary show. I had tickets for that too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it got rescheduled at the Rock Pile. It got postponed because of COVID. Because the place closed. They have it scheduled. The place closes down. Okay, so it got rescheduled again because Oshawa was not closed down yet. One of the only provinces or in the GTA area that was not closed yet. So they scheduled it there. So I took the trip. It took me 2.5 hours to get there in rush hour traffic. It was last fall.
Had to close at 11.
And that was like the last show to be seen around here.
Oh yeah. Then everything was dead.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah. No. I don't know, but I'm really happy that in the UK the vaccination is going well. So I can see a light at the end of the tunnel.
It's the only thing we've done right.
You've done best of all of fucking Europe on that.
Like we've done really well.
Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, better late than never.
50% of the population has had their first vaccine.
Yeah, pretty good.
Actually, I've got a funny story, right? Actually, if anyone, how
You
loud
better
do I
be.
sound?
No, you good. Carry on.
We hear you.
Yeah, so you're talking about Toronto, Canada, right?
Yes.
Now, when I was a little silly story here, but when I was younger, I used to read it as Tomato, Canada.
Tomato Canada.
Tomato, Canada.
You say tomato, we say Toronto.
Toronto. It's cool.
When I used to watch WWE and I still watch WWE, but when I would hear someone say "coming out from Toronto, Canada," I'd think, "Is that called Tomato Canada?" So yeah.
What was your last gig, Liam? Do you go to gigs or?
He ain't been for a while.
Mate, my last gig was Gray's 45th birthday bash at
Oh,
Suffering.
cool, Suffering.
No,
yeah.
it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
You not
It
come
was,
to my 50th one, you didn't, did you?
No, I didn't. No, actually, no. My last gig was what was that? Was it called Death Fest in the Underworld, Gray?
Was that your last one you went to?
Was it called Death Fest or something?
There was a Death Fest, yeah.
London,
It was a
London
festival
Death Fest.
and
With Warlord
Shrapnel.
UK. Warlord UK and
I know Shrapnel played
Deranged.
it. Shrapnel played.
Oh, okay.
No. It was the Rotted's last gig.
Oh, right, okay.
That one.
Yeah.
Oh, right, that was a long time ago, yeah.
That wasn't
That's
long
a
ago.
nice
What are you doing,
venue,
mate?
Underworld, the Camden.
Yeah, it's not a bad venue.
That's a good
the
metal
Underworld.
venue if you come to Europe, guys. AxMinister.
Yeah.
The Underworld.
Hopefully it's still going.
Yeah.
It's classic venue. It's classic venue.
Well, you heard about the guy with the fake band, right? Yaron.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of his shows was the Underworld. Was it the 500 cap or something? And there were like 12 people at the Camden Underworld when he
I kind
played.
of know the woman who put the gig on. I know the woman who put the gig on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she was talking about it on
Good
Facebook. She saw it quite funny actually. She took it like in good, like she actually kind of.
Well, they
I
did
think
an
she booked him back for another
anniversary.
gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, she booked him in for another gig later.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh no, he just fucked the whole tour there. It was so funny. It was like we were on tour in France with Acid Pussy when we read the whole story. So
Yeah.
we were sitting in the car while the whole story was unfolding, and he was like tricking every venue that he sold like 200-300 tickets.
That's proper metal
amazing.
attitude, though, isn't it? Proper metal attitude. You talk about having a go, up and at 'em kind of attitude. You know what I mean? If only had a band like to actually back it up, you know, you'd be able to book tours all over the blinking world. Like, you know,
I love his
commitment.
confidence, though.
Yeah,
I really
exactly,
love his
yeah.
confidence because
Exactly.
he was so delusional. He thought all this, but he took advantage of it, of course, because he did interviews with every fucking magazine after. And
Yeah.
but it was just so odd because like all these clubs, they just bought it. Like you never think Underworld would book something like that, but he was so elaborate.
But he had fake like PR companies and all that. Which was
He had fake website, fake
Yeah.
label, and he hired musicians, and the musicians had no idea that it wasn't going to be a sold out tour. It's like they were crying and had their mommy pick them up in Ireland.
That's crazy, man.
Now,
You know,
the
it's
Underworld
balls,
is
man.
a good. Now, the Underworld's a good bar, but good place to play at. But I haven't played it, but like the beers there are fucking so pricey, though.
Yeah,
That's London, though.
That's
That's
the
just
thing with
London.
London.
You know, they were like,
Where,
you can't get a cheap beer in London.
basically the
You
unwritten
can't really
rule of the
get cheap beer in
underworld.
London.
The unwritten rule about going to the underworld and getting fucked up and getting drunk there is basically go to the corner shop right next to it.
Yeah.
And just buy the beers there. Which
Sneaks the offie.
I bet you that the fucking corner shop owners are really excited when a big
the
metal
gigs
band
come
is
back.
back.
Yeah.
Because no offense to any Indian guys listening, but I bet like, oh no, oh my god, band playing at Underworld.
That was a Welsh accent, Liam. That wasn't blinking Indian.
Right.
That was a more Welsh, mate. Throw in a
Yeah,
boyo there. Throw in a boyo, and maybe.
Hello.
You just
London's expensive, you know.
Yeah.
Like
That's
it is.
money for us.
Yeah,
Big
no.
band playing Underworld. More money
That
for
sounds
us.
better, Liam.
It still sounded Welsh to me.
Hello.
Yeah,
terrible.
sounds
Money
like
for
It's
us.
Welsh.
It's a simple trick. You just gotta bring a flask. That's all.
Oh,
Yeah,
You bring a
yeah.
flask and you put it in your
More money for us.
boot.
Viva la raza.
So,
But yeah,
have
And you guys bring
AxMinister
two
and Bofo
flasks.
Kwo, have you played the
You can find
UK?
one.
what?
Have you played the UK at all? Like Bofo Kwo, AxMinister?
No.
No, it's not easy to come to the UK. It's pretty hard.
But Bofo Kwo only played one live show because we were a project up to 2018 when we got signed. So we did one show before COVID, and then everything shut down. So we only played in Amsterdam. Because both me and Kimo, we play in other bands frequently live. So with Bofo Kwo, that was going to be our big thing. We released the album last year. We were going to play loads of festivals, and we signed with Redback Promotion for bookings. But everything has been postponed. So for Bofo Kwo, it's a bit, oh shit, we haven't been able to do like the live things we really want to do yet. So we're just preparing, so we're really ready when everything opens up, and then we're just gonna explode and do as much live as we can.
Would you all like to play the UK? I mean,
Of course.
Yeah, everyone would like
money.
We have
Exactly.
loads of friends in the UK besides Greyman and all them, and we loads of bands we know. And
it's not viable
yeah,
for
I
most
just-
people, though, is it? It's not viable. It's too expensive to come and play over here.
yeah,
And unless you've got, like big album out that people would like. Well,
I have some good contacts, so we can probably
Yeah.
work it out. Anyways, now it's about the COVID. So we would have been to London already if it wouldn't been for COVID too. But it's kind of hard, but we're definitely like we play anywhere we get invited.
Yeah.
So if someone wants us, we come.
Maybe in the end game it'll be it'll be good for the musicians. So it's like a demand for music. So maybe now we can just like ask for money, like our guarantees go high up. Maybe
I already started asking for more for my bands for now.
Dream on, man. Dream on.
I say, it's gonna be sold out,
you got
right?
a dream, buddy.
You got a dream. You got a dream, because it's going to be reality.
I haven't asked Alexandra. What was your last concert you saw?
Well, the last gig I went to was 2 weeks ago, actually, in Russia.
Blimey.
There are no restrictions now.
Yeah.
I think it's
Lucky you.
the restrictions were up to like the end of summer 2020, and since then everything is open, and it's actually it's not that good because people get sick, and I know a lot of people who got sick, and like my father was in the hospital and my uncle, they're getting better, but it's not good.
So
It's
awesome.
scary stuff. That so I've been staying at home mostly, but it's like you say. I wanted to go to gigs so much. So when I knew that a gig was coming next to me, and it was one of my favorite bands, it's a local band called Wülfskol. They're amazing. They play hardcore, so it's not metal, but I love them. So I just decided to go anyway. I just quarantined myself after I went to it, so I wouldn't. I wouldn't spread.
My dad also had COVID and had to be in the hospital, so I was a bit worried, of course. But
Wow.
Definitely.
But in
But-
Sweden, they had it very open for a long time. So pretty much now, like my brother, my sister-in-law, my little brother, my dad, everyone I know in Sweden had it. But my dad was the only one who went to the emergency because he almost died.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
he
Sweden was one of
took
the
his-
only.
Yeah.
Sweden was one of the only places in the world that did this completely different, right?
Yeah, they had it open for like 6 to 8
Scandinavia,
months,
yeah.
and then when they realized everything went to shit, they started doing the same as in Europe. But
Right.
like pretty much everyone I know had COVID in Sweden, and my brother has it now. Actually, the singer of my other band.
Oh no.
So it's obviously nothing to just joke around. But when you've been locked in like me in Harlem and haven't seen my family in Sweden for a year, you get a bit annoyed with some things, with restrictions. But I also would have, if I would have had a live show, I would have also been a bit weary. I would have tried to quarantine myself after just to make sure you're safe. But I definitely don't think it's a joke. But like when you're waiting this long, you're allowed to dream about times.
Yeah. No, you know what? My opinion is COVID is definitely real. It's badass. It's a killer. It's something that we need to be taking precautions about. But governments here for sure, at least, and I think around the world, have just fucked this up.
Yeah, well,
And
that's
I mean,
what I was
they
saying
fucked it up.
before. It's all political decisions. Nothing has been consistency, reality, or science-based. Every politician in the world tried to score points off of COVID.
Yeah.
Even with the vaccination program in the UK, imagine you guys are going to be the first live show. What is the political people in charge, including Boris, are going to tap themselves on the thing and say, oh, we saved the fucking UK. Look at the rest of the world. They're still sitting home and we're drinking beers. So it's all been a political pissing contest without regard for businesses, for little people, artists, or musicians.
Because what people forget about Boris originally is
He's an idiot.
fucked up the lockdown.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's an idiot.
So,
As we need to
like,
know, he's an idiot.
so basically, that all got fucked up. So don't forget, there's 126,000 deaths like, to COVID. That's quite a lot for the UK. That's like, fourth or fifth in the world.
Yeah.
So we did fuck up. We should have stayed. I always said we should have stayed locked down to the end of the year, but we didn't. We come out of lockdown, and then the big second wave happened, and that was the big.
But it's impossible
was there
with the
a
political
second
climate
wave?
in the world.
Yeah.
Because
I
the
wouldn't even
political
call it-
climate, they are not in the reality. None of our governments are.
Yeah.
They don't see what happens on the floor of regular people. They
they don't give a
completely
shit.
lost touch.
You can't trust governments. The only thing you can trust
Yeah.
from governments is that they're going to fuck shit up.
Government, any government.
That's why I said this shit. They can't.
And you know what?
do
Medical
and they
communities fuck
don't
this
give
shit
a
up
fuck.
too.
And they just don't give a fuck. That's the
Medical
problem.
communities fuck this shit up too. And like, on their defense, and even in part in the politicians' defense, it's not like they've ever seen anything quite like this
No,
before.
it's
It's
true.
like, you have no idea.
That's why I
The
listen to
medical
music.
experts
That's
are
how I
expected-
listen to these twats.
The medical
But,
experts are expected to make decisions right off the bat, and like they're not like they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So then everybody loses confidence in them, and then like stops realizing. Okay, and listen to your
And then the
politicians.
media
Stop,
fuels
and
it all
politicians-
on with all the.
politicians even sometimes stop listening to them.
I
Not
don't like
realizing that-
our Prime Minister, but like I kind of like. I mean, I think whatever he's done, someone's going to be on his back about it. So he does it one way, other people are going to slag him off.
true.
Does it another way, someone else is going to slag him off. And so whatever
Yeah,
you
but
do,
we
you're
should have stayed
losing.
locked down.
Yes.
We should
Yeah.
have stayed locked
I'll
down.
be
I
very
stayed locked
surprised
down
if
personally.
Boris-
Yeah, the politicians
I
can't win
will
in this.
be.
Absolutely.
I will
They
be
can't.
very surprised if Boris is still Prime Minister by the end of 2022.
You
Yeah,
don't
see.
think so? You
We
don't
will
think
see.
they'll use the vaccine success?
Yeah, he probably
I
will.
think that can sway a lot of people.
Especially
Being
the
able to
media.
go to the pub before any other
Boris
country
has
is
fucked up
important.
so much though. Like he ain't gonna be
Yeah.
here for that long. After
Yeah, but he's
the
got the papers are in his pockets though, isn't they? The papers are all blinking. Oh, look what he's done! Miracle, the Boris miracle. They're probably
And
gonna
in
they're probably gonna
international
have a
press,
day of
they
national
are,
celebration. Boris
Yeah.
Day. Boris beats Kobe.
Forget about 2020 where you didn't do fuck all, but in 2021 you got some vaccines out. Well done.
But the fact is, basically the only thing we've done right, and it is great. But it's the only thing that was done right.
Anyway, I got something to say. What do you all think of these bloody anti-vaxxers?
Yeah, I don't.
I don't pay attention to any of this anymore. So
I also kind of the anti-vax machine has been for a long time, so it's nothing new. I don't think it's such a big deal as the press want it to be. I think it's much smaller part of the population who will refuse the vaccine.
Tiny population.
Yeah,
tiny.
And
I know one person who's anti.
Yeah,
So,
well, we all have one friend, don't we? Who is either like a QAnon fan or anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's because it's such an extreme opinion. The media likes to spotlight it. But when it comes to the masses, I don't think it will affect the vaccination percentage that much. And we should, if we get too alarmed about it, you might push people. It's better with not even a big percent of the world has been vaccinated. So let's start talking about the anti-vaxxers when everyone who wants to be vaccinated has been vaccinated. And then if there's still like people, they can discuss it as much as they want. But I think everyone has right to their own opinion. And if you're not a doctor, I'm going to trust my fucking doctor. And if he says
exactly, yes.
And if I die, I die. I died because I wanted to play a live show, so it doesn't matter.
We don't know how to run a country.
Die for metal.
Die for metal.
Yeah,
exactly, and that's what I was getting at before. Is the medical community has and
I'm not sure
scientific
this is working.
community.
Brace yourself, everyone. Klaus is here.
They have made many mistakes, but let's not forget, these are the best people in the world to figure this stuff out. Right? So I would trust them. I would listen.
He's gone.
Disappeared. Was that magic?
Anyway, it's something.
But yeah, no, I agree. Like, and it's not easy. Like, no one knows. People say, "Oh, we were warned for years," but in the end, you don't know how to act in the situation. How are you expected? So maybe we're holding both political and medical expertise a little bit too high in mind. But I don't think we should be too harsh on the medical community in that sense, because you don't know what you're dealing with.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, how did this turn into a bloody medical thread?
Because it's in our lives.
I've got a rant to fucking go on. So.
Oh, I've got to get a beer.
I'm gonna get a beer.
No, seriously. Hey, where you going? Oh God. Now, me, Gray, and Elric, there are people we know that are all part of this anti-vax train. It's like.
Is that another go for
Yeah. It looks like
I mean, do you discuss it?
I'll wait for him to come back.
Chaos!
Anyway, Gray. Gray.
Yes, mate.
Anyway, before you rudely walked off.
Yeah.
Now,
Are you not sure?
no, I was gonna wait for you to come back. Anyway, now, like, there's a thing. Like, there are people on our scene that are on this fucking train of this whole
Anti-vax train, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, even people who, like, originally I actually thought were cool, and then, like, they go on some shit like that, and, like, it's like, oh, you fucking morons. I'm not naming names, obviously, just in case they might listen to this, but they know who they are.
Yeah.
Bloody. I'm like, I thought you was cool, but now you're a complete cunt. So.
Yeah.
I'm not calling you from my Facebook, but fuck you for those who.
both me. Did you know it's both me and Gray left at the same time?
I've heard enough for our events for the last of their lifetime.
These two have heard me rant for years about
Yeah,
shit.
that's why I
They
don't
something
rant.
go on, so.
No, the thing is, the anti-vaxxers is they scare other people because they do a lot of scare tactics. And if you actually go down a rabbit hole and start, you watch one article, read one article, you start thinking, oh, that sounds a bit scary, and then you might get sucked in to read another article. Before you know it, you're dancing to the same mad tune.
I never heard anyone being anti-vaccination when we got our TV chats.
But
Why were there
I
anti-vaccine
studied conspiracy for a
people
long time, since the 90s, and
Yeah.
so I get where they come from, but I just can't go down that rabbit hole of anti-vaxxing, flat Earth, and
The
the
thing is,
QAnon.
the anti-vaxxers, that gene pool will work itself out. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking, because they're not that many. They're not that many to affect the vaccination protection. Yeah. It's evolution, man. It all will be
Evolution,
fine.
baby.
There will be loads of anti-vax songs about evolution in 2 years, I promise you guys.
There will be, yeah.
AxMinister will release a whole fucking album about it.
Probably.
It's evolution,
Not
baby.
wishing it.
Evolution or
I don't even
revolution.
want to go to a gig or pub until I get
You live
vaccinated.
in a simulation. There's no such thing
All
as
right.
evolution. Dinosaurs are fake.
Dinosaurs are fake, you know. I've got one in my cupboard. What are you talking about?
What, do you mean Hollywood invented the dinosaurs? Yeah.
Autism's Illuminati.
You're a bit quiet, Klaus.
You're very quiet, Nick.
Your microphone's a bit quiet. We can't hear your mad ravings.
Yeah.
Don't tell them quiet.
But I can get on that. Dinosaurs. I've never seen a dinosaur. Have you seen a dinosaur?
Only in books.
Only in my dreams.
Yeah. Do you know a dinosaur really? Like,
On top of the screen, yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen dinosaurs in my dreams and then and on the screen.
Yeah, I mean,
Mainly in Ray Harryhausen films, I've
Yeah.
seen dinosaurs.
I've seen a dinosaur.
You go to the
Right.
Started
Yes,
a
you know what?
dinosaur.
they
So
show you
most of the people here.
because it's only like one bone is real in the entire
But Graham, now that we're all here, I think we're
Yeah.
pretty much a full house. Can we do a round table?
How can you build a big
Of what?
T-Rex and you find
Huh?
a bone this big?
What,
A
of
round
what?
Everybody tell me your name
And
and
then
where you're from.
construct a dinosaur
Oh,
around it.
particular
You
subject.
live in a simulation.
Oh, there's
What the hell's the round
Someone's
table?
still talking. So, right, do we go
that's
around
the
and say who we all
Canadian
are?
thing. Do you have to eat
Sorry,
Karen
it's
as well?
Like a
it's business
alcohol
talk.
anonymous.
It's business talk. Everybody
Business.
introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Gray. I live in London.
Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah, next chap, Elric. It's not your turn. It's Jake's turn. We're doing round table.
I'm Jake and I'm from Bristol.
Are you in a band, Jake?
Yes, I have a stoner doom death metal band called Herbicidal.
That's what I want to hear.
What is that?
Well, your link is in the description, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check you guys out.
Yeah, I could put my band in the private chat so you can have a listen to the album.
I
Yeah.
would love to. Yeah.
And you can buy it as well. It's digital, so you can. It's basically pay what you want or name your
Oh,
price. So that's
Awesome.
Yeah.
me. Who's next?
Alexandra.
Alexandra.
I'm Alexandra and I'm from Samara, Russia, and I don't have a band. I can't play anything. I can't even sing it in tune, so I'm just a big fan of the podcast.
Okay. That's a big
cool.
deal, though. That's a big deal.
She sends me every week. She sends me a track. She sends me a track from Russia with metal. So as you listen to the podcast, the whole podcast, every week there's like a jingle with like the Russian like national anthem on a metal guitar, and she goes from Russia with metal, and like every week.
You should have a segment with Alexandra where she presents the Russian artists on your show.
We do.
That's awesome.
She sends me it anyway. She sends me a track every week. Yeah.
Okay, it's me, is it?
Yeah, might as well.
Hello,
Go on,
I'm Elric. I'm not in a band either, which is weird. I have no discernible talent.
No.
I do. I'm a DJ at a metal radio station called Metal Devastation Radio.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Send me your tunes.
Fucking metal.
Metal
You have
Devastation
our
kicked
full
ass. I
album,
think-
though.
You know what,
don't
Elric?
you?
You were the band. Of the
You
week
have
on
the
the
latest
on
one
this
too,
episode.
Elric, right?
What's that?
You have
I'm-
the full Bofo Kwo album,
I
right?
don't think I do actually. So, if you
I'll
wanna send
email it
my way.
over, or I'll have my assistant email it over. Apparently, I have
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
What I'll do is
me-
I'll stick my email up on the chat.
perfect. Then I'll make
yeah,
sure
I'll do
you
that
get
now,
everything
actually.
we have, because I have
Yeah.
all songs in a Dropbox for you.
Cheers.
Hello, we've got two Nicholas Klaus. One Nicholas Klaus fell out. I think he froze. I think he froze.
Oh no.
He doubles up. He comes
All
on
right,
the
cool.
plus.
Cannot handle what's going
And
on.
I
thank
can't
you for
handle
the
your-
support, Elric. Metal Devastation rocks. I think we were the
Yeah, Metal
they're the ones
Devastation
that
Radio.
did it.
Yeah, check that out.
And
it's-
your
I'll
shows
do
is
Into the
on
Pit
Mondays,
show.
right?
Yeah, Mondays. Yeah.
Into the
Check
pit.
my Facebook, Elric.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
Into the Pit.
And you know, Metal
yeah.
Devastation, they do that.
I'll put my
that
email
band
up
of the
here
week.
anyway.
You know,
Perfect.
Metal Devastation, they do that band of the week poll thing, right? AxMinister actually.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
AxMinister actually was a band of the week on there. And,
Is it band of the month or
Oh,
band of the
yeah,
week?
yeah, that's right.
Is it a
I
band of the
think
month,
theirs is a
Elric?
band of the week.
Yeah,
I,
we do
I got
band of
this
the
metal
month,
app and I listened to Metal
It's a band of the
Devastation,
week,
you know,
and then
sporadically.
you can be band of the
And then
month
band
if
of
you
the month.
had the most votes out of the whole month.
Oh, right, okay.
We probably don't promote that as heavily as we used to, actually, for some reason. But
Yeah, Zach's kind of dropped off on that a bit, but
yeah,
when we did it, he was still in full force and great
We
win.
had so much great PR from Metal Devastation.
Yeah,
So
he's
many
more into doing the
DJs and
PR
so many
stuff now.
articles. It's
Yeah.
PR
great.
promotions and stuff is what he's into now, which
Yeah,
is cool.
no, they do rock. Awesome group.
Yeah, great station to work on. It really is.
Yeah.
You have a lot of good people there. I know that.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure. All right, next person on the round table of knights, or whatever we call this.
So I put my email up.
I am Steve McLeod. I play guitar for AxMinister and smack people with fish. I'm from Hamilton, Canada. Cheers.
Okay. When did the fish thing start?
The fish
Tomato
thing
Canada.
started actually. Ted would have heard years of this, and the most often recipients of it, the Soap Girls.
Oh yeah. Oh, we
Smacking
met through
people with
Soap
fish.
Girls,
This is
Team
kind of a
Steve.
shit that I've done for many years, going back to last kick. If, I just want to, do some little smacks. I'll say I'm going to slap you with the fish, and it's actually comes from on our east coast. We have a province, Newfoundland. They have a tradition called kissing the cod.
Right.
What you do is you recite some kind of saying thing. You take a shot of Screech, which is like Newfoundland rum, and you kiss a codfish. Well, I always
Right.
thought, wouldn't it be a lot
That's a
more
bit
fun
sexual, isn't it?
just to down the bottle of Screech and run around screaming and slapping people with the fish?
I think
So
it
since then,
would
I've virtually slapped people with the fish all over the world.
You gotta have a hobby, I suppose.
Cheers.
Are we gonna get a song
What's-
from
Second, boys, just give me a second.
Von Bismarck? Is he plugging in the guitar?
So I
Yeah,
just stuck
yeah.
all my links up anyway.
Just my laptop's dying. It's like
Oh, okay.
Okay, so where
There
is
we go.
Beth von Bismarck?
yeah. You know me. You can read.
He's gone.
He
He's
just,
lost
I don't want to
my
join
drummer.
it.
He said, "Oh," before he went.
Yeah. Go on, Liam. You go next.
Yeah.
Bass
Well-
is the drummer of
Are
AxMinister
you
from
sure
Toronto,
with me?
Ontario. He's also very much into history and an artist as well.
We can come back to him. It's not a problem, Steve. No worry.
Yeah.
Okay,
the vote
shall I go
out.
next?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
for it.
Alright, shall I go? Alright, well, my name is Liam Farrar, and I'm a former DJ of High Speed Hangover podcast. Retired that lifestyle because lack of support from people. Now, if a hangout like this was around back in 2015, I'd probably still stay with the podcast, but
Yeah.
I'm also a solo musician. Got a few solo tracks out there, nothing too serious, but just type up Liam Farrar 22, the YouTube channel. I will link it to you, and hopefully you can sub to my channel and watch my crazy music.
Yeah, he makes crazy music. And sometimes I help him make crazy videos as well.
I'm going to check out that. I like crazy.
Very silly stuff. Very silly stuff. Quite fun. I think Klaus's microphone is like sucking big time. Klaus is making that sucking noise. There seems to be some
I
like.
think also he's bringing headphones now. We might get some real.
That might help.
Here. Yeah.
Baron Bismarck is back.
All right.
He's back. He's metal.
And I think it's Klaus's turn to talk about.
I hear you.
Talk about himself.
Oh, we just fucked things up, man. It's a magic power.
I think Klaus is frozen again.
It goes to Liam now.
I can never know he's already been. He's already been. I can never be sure if Klaus is frozen or if he's sitting very, very still.
I think he's frozen.
I'm not sure.
I think that's just his body language. We don't want to judge anybody here.
What's going on here?
Either he's frozen or he's trying to freak us all out by like doing strange, jerky little movements every few minutes. It's like
he's haunting our nightmares.
Oh, Wülfskol! I forgot about Wülfskol.
Oh,
Hey, Wülfskol!
it's Wülfskol.
Wülfskol. How you doing, guys?
Good. How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Not too bad. You've caught us. We're an hour and a half in, and we've all had a few beers now. So I hope you've had a couple before you joined us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get another one. Whose turn is it to say whatever?
Well, Wülfskol, they might as well introduce themselves. They've just got here.
Yeah.
I think everyone else is frozen.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about you?
Am I frozen right now?
Oh, no, you're right.
No, you're right.
No,
okay, cool. So you guys can see me.
This
is not in my head. Okay, good.
We're still trying to get set up, so.
No worries, guys. No worries.
Get quiet.
Let's get the best. It's your turn then.
What's that?
Me?
Then
it's your turn, Baz, to say hello to everyone and let us know who you are and all that bollocks.
Well, yeah, okay.
Why you are?
You know, you have a Bas van Bismarck. It's from the historic character. That's why I chose Bismarck. Fucking interesting character. I love history. Drums, AxMinister, and also my Frost. This band.
Didn't your ship get sunk, von Bismarck?
My ship got what?
It got sunk, didn't it? The Bismarck was sunk.
Yeah, that's a ship. Yeah, but it's not after the ship. It's not named after the ship. It's named after the
guy the ship was named after. Yeah, the guy the ship was named after, obviously, yeah.
No, yeah. I hear it, but the ship was named after Bismarck.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's just fun, you know, change the thing to call it the sea. I'm a big history fan of Napoleon. I think everything French is, if it goes in your mouth, it's the best. Yeah, so I also drums, film, I paint. You know.
You got any plans for any new videos? For any new?
Yes, actually. I'm doing this series of paintings, little paintings.
Right.
And I'm freaking.
Let me put you on big screen so you can see it better.
Okay.
Okay.
That's cool.
That's fucking sweet.
And is that going to be for your video?
Yeah, and I got this tilt shifter for the camera for my lens, which is going to allow me like a super shallow focus, and going to allow me to really create depth and movement in these still paintings. And I think it's going to look really exciting. It's taking a long time, but that's a process. People don't understand, and you know, but this is the process. I have the tilt shifter. I'm working on the paintings. I have the other footage. I have the live footage. It's just step by step. It takes a long time, but I think it's gonna be worth it. If you've seen any of my videos, any of my films, or anything like that, you'll see that I try to push myself. It's not I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I try to
by lunchtime
push
experiment.
You know? Yeah. Exactly. You know,
so is this for an AxMinister video or just for a film?
No, this is for it's a series of videos, episodes for the.
For the 30-minute thing you were talking about.
No, the last EP, Crucible of Sin. Just to explain.
Okay.
Bass is also a second generation filmmaker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
because
okay.
he
That's why
does
you hear
all
him
the
talking like this
AxMinister video
Yeah.
stuff as
And
well.
that's why AxMinister has so many videos.
Oh, cool.
Bass does this.
Sorry
play
to
one,
cut out. I was
Yeah.
just curious. Yeah.
Let's go to Wülfskol now because hey you guys,
Yeah.
you want to tell us about your band? Want to tell us a bit about who you are? You're three piece, isn't it?
Okay. So we're a band from Houston, Texas. You want to give her a little bit of your influences? Stuff
Well,
like that.
we can't be classified as death metal or black metal or anything like that. We're influenced by shit like if you can see around Misfits, Plasmatics, Celtic Frost, real crushing crust kind of stuff with some melodies in it.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I checked it out.
That-
Listened to
you know,
you guys just the other day. You know, knowing that I'm coming on this, and I'm here with you. And
Big
that's great. That's awesome. More.
Breaking up a bit, guys. It sounds a bit off.
Yeah, you're a bit
we got
choppy.
That's cool. So has it been where you are then? Have you been able to do any gigs? You say Houston because it's not locked down in Texas, is it? Texas is still open, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not a lot of things going on right now,
Right.
but we do have a show. We do have a show lined up in June, right? Like in the middle of somewhere in June, because restrictions are kind of easing up now.
Yeah, Texas is almost completely open.
Yeah, it's almost open, so they're having a lot of shows.
Oh, nice.
So starting June and moving forward from June, we're going to start playing a lot more shows and getting out there. Our new CD, our new album, we're going to release it pretty soon.
Cool.
So with that, we're going to try to get people to come out to shows more often now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's looking pretty. There's like a cluster of us here in Houston that are being really, really active right now, and it's just looking good down here. And we still have this available.
Let's put it on big screen. Put it on.
Yeah.
I know you guys
you
can
can,
go to our bank. Go to
You
your
can
bank
put
account.
the link in the chat, right?
Yeah, the link's in the blog anyway. I think I made a blog.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there's a blog link down below that should have all
Yeah,
links.
I've already liked their
And-
Facebook page, actually. I've already liked their Facebook page.
Cool.
Maybe we'll play some tracks. Maybe we could play a video.
I was going to say, have you got videos? Have you got videos?
We have played Wülfskol before. I could play the Wülfskol track again.
Oh, that would
I
be
just put
awesome.
their band name, went on their Facebook page. So
Trouble is, it does break up a little bit sometimes. The stream doesn't work so well, but it breaks up every now and again. But let's just play a bit of music. This is
yeah, that's
Wülfskol
what we want.
with Radiation Vortex.
Cool.
Let's get some fucking music.
Lightning and fire, begins desire. Orgies of visible out. Inverted cross, inverted loss. Humans left to rot. Radiation vortex. Nucleus of chaos. Radiation vortex. Toxic counter. Satan's fire burns hell's desire. Satan's fire burns hell's desire.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was pretty
cool.
sweet, actually. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that was awesome.
Good stuff.
Really, really great.
About the
Wow, that's
crust,
true,
yeah.
man. True metal.
The nastiness. Yeah, it's good
Yeah, it
stuff.
was a good video as well.
Great video, yeah.
Yeah, the video
yeah.
was fucking
Awesome.
great. I really loved it. It's a really good style. Yeah.
It's got the zombie apocalypse, bit of zombie apocalypse going on there.
Fucking
sweet.
I know it's some we had some bit of noise there.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Have you got any other videos, or is that your only video you've done so far?
Yeah,
Video,
so
right?
yeah, that video was filmed at a haunted house. So
Nice.
yeah, it was kind of cool. It was a big haunted house, and it had kind of different rooms, and we're trying to go for the whole Texas Chainsaw Massacre theme, you know, with gruesome theme.
Yeah.
It's really filming all of it.
Yeah, like brutal horror.
Oh, real good.
I'm really gonna check you guys out more.
Yeah, straight
yeah,
up.
That was
awesome.
really, really, really cool.
Yeah, that's like
It's
home.
super awesome.
Actually, video played pretty well as well. Elric.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
was
didn't hear
watching
any
that.
stops or anything.
No.
Yeah, it was good.
You've been having problems. Well, you've been having
Yeah,
problems.
we did a
Yeah.
vidcast. We did our vidcast
Yeah.
last night. Every fucking song, fucking stop. Oh, it's a
When you
fucking-
played the Bofo Kwo video the first time, you know, I was always shoppy too. It was really
Yeah.
shoppy.
That's right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess I'm last to introduce myself 1.5 hour in.
Oh yeah.
Did
Yeah.
we miss you then? Where was you? Where was you? Oh.
I always wait till last because
Ah.
I'm too drunk and too stoned to be so.
Right.
Such a the best.
As you are.
Yeah, I'm Ted. I'm the vocalist of Bofo Kwo. I also play Bofo Kwo, the cannibal in Bofo Kwo. Bass player in Acid Pussy and bass player in Planet Serpo. So I play in 3 bands, but Bofo Kwo is probably my main band. I play metal. We're a sci-fi cannibal chaos black symphonic metal band, I guess.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
That's a fucking.
They're hard to categorize.
It's really fucked up, and we got so many cool reviews about that because people are perplexed with our album, which I have in front of me. It's called Space
Yeah, it is
Time
weird.
Carnivorium.
Super good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you done a
Super weird
remix.
as well.
Go on, show us the album. Show us
Yeah,
the album.
the remix is Chemo. He has
Can we see the album?
Oh yeah.
Show the album again. Oh, what happened there?
Oh, what the fuck have you done?
I just put you in full screen. So
Space Time Carnivorium.
there you go.
This is actually a painting that Chemo made. I have the painting too. I can show the painting. Wait.
Yeah. Where's the cat? I want to know where the cat is. He's got his cat, Lord Elmothium or something. And he does vocals. The cat's done vocals.
He went to sleep. He only does Chemo only. So this is a copy of Chemo's real painting, actually.
Okay.
And also a chart why you should buy our album. And we started a project online. So Chemo and I met in Amsterdam 2012. In 2014, he moved to Helsinki, and I live in Haarlem, outside of Amsterdam. So everything is recorded, and our third member is in Norway. Her name is Janne, and she does some backing vocals and a lot of spiritual weird shit. Yeah. And we're basically a sci-fi cannibal band with we do full makeup live, but
we've got Echo again.
Echo.
Liam, you're starting.
Yeah, Liam again.
Well, he muted it. It's okay. I'm Bofo Kwo, the cannibal from. Well, we're based in Finland, they say, but I'm in Haarlem drinking beers and smoking. We do mustard. And a funny story, I actually used to book a lot of punk and grunge bands. So I met Steve from AxMinister via one of the grunge bands I booked, the Soap Girls.
Fry, you're too noisy. Turn it down, mate.
Yeah, Ted and I have known each other for many years now.
When are you going to do some... Cheers, I'll just mute him again while he's swearing. Are you got any plans to do any other videos? I want to see some sci-fi cannibal music videos.
Actually, as soon as I can get both Chemo and Janne down here, we're gonna record the video for Place of Hate, and we're actually gonna eat the drummer of Acid Pussy, the drummer / lead singer of Acid Pussy. So we already planned the video.
You're right, Afra.
Good now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we already planned to chop off the drummer and eat him. That's gonna be our next music video as soon as they can get to Amsterdam. We do most of our production here in Amsterdam. So.
Yeah.
And so we have planned that, and of course, as soon as our live shows open up, all the shows we postponed are gonna happen. So
you should
we
go.
are planning to go to Canada, UK, and here in Holland, and also in Sweden.
You should go to Finland and do a gig with Cannibal Accident.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't want to go to Finland because it pisses Team off that I don't want to go to Finland. So we're just gonna go to Finland if we get the Steelfest gig.
Okay.
But but we will play in Finland too. But the first shows we have booked is postponed. It's actually we have a booker in Hamilton. Outside Toronto, Canada, so we're looking at
where I am right now, Ted. Come on down.
Exactly. So we're gonna get in touch with you when we start doing the details for those shows. One show in Toronto and one show in Hamilton. But I'll get in touch with you.
Talk to me. Let me know. I probably know them. So.
Yeah, we're gonna get in touch with you way ahead because we want to know that this promoter is okay as well. So we're gonna go from there. But we're definitely planning to go to London as soon as we can.
Yes.
And then we were supposed to play Mason Metal Fest here in Holland, but it was postponed till next year, I guess. And then we're just gonna book shows as much as we can because we have the EP release and the album. So, but yeah, it's really a dream to go to Canada and play with AxMinister. Hopefully, if we can.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
That's,
what about Wülfskol? You played in Canada yet?
Actually,
Wülfskol, get down here.
I've got something to say quickly. So my computer just restarted myself. And, oh my god, I was tearing my hair out trying to get back on here quick.
You ain't got no hair.
You ain't got no hair.
Go on backwards.
Has Wülfskol played any shows lately? Because Texas is kind of freed, isn't it, from the COVID lockdowns? Have you played any shows?
But you're not playing until June? You still don't want to play earlier?
Yeah. Most of the shows right now are like really, really, really low scale local bands and stuff, tribute bands. We haven't had anything get come through yet, but I think it's going to really wide open at the end of the year. We haven't started in June.
Right.
You got really bad sound. You got any headphones you can put in? Because it might stop there's some bad kind of like weird noises when you
we're going. Yeah. Well, we got the disc this June. You're looking at June.
I want to see get some more videos as well. Some more videos from Wülfskol.
Have you got any more videos, Gray, for today?
Yes, we played.
Don't you have any AxMinister videos?
Yeah. We'll come back to you, Wülfskol.
The Devil's Blood.
You got another video called Devil's Blood?
Yeah, for Devil's Blood. That one was out of our first album.
Okay.
So that one should be out also.
Cool.
Well, send it my way if you want to play it at some point. Send it to me for another future vidcast. I think I've got you down for an interview as well in the future, haven't I? I'm sure I've got you down for an interview. May the 22nd, you're coming on my channel to have just a one-on-one chat, so we can go into more depth then as well, and play any other videos we haven't played already, kind of thing. Right, let's do another video share while it seems to be working, and you can sort out your headphones maybe, and let's play AxMinister again. We've played this one before. This is the Succubus and the Crucible of Sin, and you can tell us all about it afterwards. You have to send me some more videos. Apparently, you got loads of videos. This is the only one you sent me.
Maybe play Visceral Speed. Can you get Visceral Speed?
You got to send it to me. You carry on.
We can play it later, so send it in the comments now, Baz.
No, I'll go and find it. I'll go and find it. You keep talking, and I'll find the video. I'll find it. I know where I can download it. Honestly, these prima donnas who don't want to have their music.
This crowd give up on the whole thing.
One at a time, guys. What was the song called, by the way?
Visceral Speed.
Visceral Speed. Okay, talk one at a time because you're getting like a.
He's like a teacher.
I like the video and the other one too, but the song. I'm a bigger fan of Visceral Speed as a song, even though the video for the Succubus and the Crucible of Sin might be more entertaining, and more kind of visual, more of a like interesting and fun. That has sword fighting and
it has
violence.
Sexy time. Who's having sexy time in that video?
Everybody's having sex.
Yeah, everybody's having
or like death time. That's basic sex and violence. That's the idea of the whole series. That the paintings I'm working on, this the 5 videos of the Crucible of Sin EP. Make a video for every song, and it's one storyline. Maybe but I'm kind of too bad with the recording process. I'm not too happy with the sound of the album, and I think that it's not our best songwriting. And we didn't really capture. We lost a guitar player right before we went into the studio, so we hired Tim, who's awesome. So there wasn't like that magic to it, in my opinion. People liked it, people love it, I guess. But personally, I think like the Betray Everything album and those singles, there was that magic. Like lightning in the bottle, but for the Crucible, it's just the producer we got. He kind of I didn't like the drum sound, and there's too many samples and stuff, and the other recordings. I really like the drum sound, and it's more natural. I like the performance better, and all that. So
you should check out the videos.
I don't want to talk shit about my own stuff.
Yeah, you know what?
You should check out the whole movie videos. Check out me and Fra did some home movie videos, horror movies. They're really scared the pants off you. Voodoo Fear and Cthulhu Fear. They are the pinnacle of underground horror. They're like they'll scare that raccoon off your head. I swear, that raccoon will fly off your head. They'll run across the room in fear of my awesome home movies.
And that cat. Well, I like that looks stoned as well.
Yeah, that cat just looks like.
I sent you this video, Graham, because this is the one I have the MP4 for, because this is one that they released while I was with them.
No, just play it. Doesn't matter. Don't listen to me, man.
But you know what? This is not on our current set list. I've actually never played this song.
This Visual Speed one
that Bass is talking about, and
I've just
a lot of
downloaded
the
it.
videos that I'll share are songs that
it's
are on
fine.
the current set list, like Visceral Speed and Babylon, and ton of they've been around for 10 years. They got so much amazing material. So we got a killer set list. This song that we're about to play is not on it.
Yeah.
And I've never played that, which I'm kind of happy about because Tim shreds it the fuck up in this video. And
it's pretty awesome.
You see in the video here.
I'm such a bitch sometimes.
You're chomping.
You see in the video here is
You're
Tim.
chomping at the bit.
I don't want to make your life difficult, but.
Alright, so let's play Visual Speed then. Visual Speed by AxMinister. Should be playing any minute now. I hope I've got the right video. Okay.
Cool.
Not bad. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Broke up a little bit. Broke up a little bit. No. You break up a little bit, but it was cool.
A little bit.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Is that
the video?
It's the second video I've seen by AxMinister, and
yeah, it was.
I noticed that you always have that cool little thrash section.
Yeah.
Starts off with kind of rock and rolly, heavy metal, and then pummels in with a bit of fast speed. It's pretty cool.
I remember
It's the second video I've seen you do that.
Yeah, I remember
In
from the
my opinion-
podcast, Elric, you liked it in the other video when once it picked up and got to the heavy part.
Yeah.
That actually is like I am the new guy here, right? They've been doing this for 10 years, but that is actually one of the AxMinister formulas that you see in a lot of tunes.
Yeah.
That thrash section actually sounded a lot like Death, though. Something like kind of like Chuck Schuldiner kind of like sort of style in a way.
Well,
That's
well,
cool.
that's my opinion.
Good compliment.
I'd love to hear that. Thank you.
Well,
I just love the
Chuck
theatrical
Schuldiner
part
something
too.
amazing, so,
Yeah. It's so fucking weird. It's amazingly weird. Like the music is great, but the presentation is so fucking weird. I love it.
I wasn't expecting
And that's coming from
like,
Bofo Kwo.
Yeah, and we're not really considered normal in our society, but we were actually there was like a religious group in Eastern Europe who wanted to stop us from being played in bars in Latvia.
That's good. That's good. That's good promotion, But most bands would love to have that because it's like.
And now a festival got their eyes on us because of that. So we got a contact from the festival because they went into several bars and demanded to stop playing Bofo Kwo. So and I have no idea how they fucking found out about us because.
You probably go there and get burnt on the Wicker Man when you get
A
there.
lot of
It's
shit
like, burn
went
on the
down
Wicker
the
Man.
in front of the Wicker Man.
Yeah.
Hey,
but it would be
what?
so cool to have AxMinister in Europe for sure. We really need to get you out here sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Love to. Yeah.
love to see
Just
it.
start the planning.
Anyway, yeah, I was expecting that to be a black metal project just because I see Steve AxMinister and the makeup, the face paint looks very black metalish.
More
So I
history.
was very,
It's a
I was
goof.
very
It's
taken.
meant to be ironic.
Yeah, that's what I get. It's supposed to be like, it's not 100. I mean, the
I'm very
music is
surprised it was
serious,
speed
but it's
metal.
not 100% serious the way you present yourself.
I was
We're
very
not
That's kind of
surprised
Bofo
that
Kwo
was
too.
No,
So
not the least.
yeah.
In fact, you know, it's something that you will see in the future. Bass is working on it now. Is I'll share with all of you here on the call and all of you listeners who want to tune in. Right, Bass? Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it, buddy.
Is coming up in the future will be a series of videos from AxMinister interview with Barbara Walters.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah, and what we
That's
did,
hilarious.
what we did is we took the Monica Lewinsky interview,
Oh,
Right.
took Barbara Walters' questions from it,
I can show you.
and
like,
answered it ourselves,
work.
AxMinister.
that's pretty fucking brilliant, I must say.
Who's got
Yeah,
the
this
stain on
is
their
what we
dress?
want to do with the AxMinister because they
Stay
take
tuned for
metal
that
the
later
way
in
we treat
2021 from
metal.
AxMinister.
Oh my god. All right,
Yeah.
cool. What about
Hey, Greg.
well,
Greg,
yeah.
can you link to my YouTube channel? Because if I do that, I tried to do that just now and my fucking computer just restarted itself, so it took
AxMinister
me a
TV.
fucking...
Put it in the
It
private
took me a
chat.
while. No, I can't do that because I'm
I'll look
afraid
it
the
up then.
computer might just boot it. LiveR22, you know the channel.
Is there gaps or not?
No, just type LiveR22 and you'll find
Is there any
the
gaps
channel,
in it
then
or
you'll
not?
get the URL.
Alright.
No,
it's not necessarily caps.
LiveR22.
I got it. I got
It's
it.
not necessarily in caps. It's just that's just accident. That's just random.
I strongly appreciate it because that caused my fucking computer to restart itself, which I was very pissed off about.
That's you.
Coming alive, buddy.
Let's talk about some Wülfskol again. Let's move back onto Wülfskol because they're quite late in. We've not attacked them too much.
Can we hear you better now?
Man, you fucking kick ass.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's hear.
Hey, how are the restrictions over there in Europe? Is there anybody playing shows over there?
No, there's no shows.
No.
shows.
No, not yet.
In
not
Holland,
yet.
bars are not even open. Huh?
Yeah,
No.
bars open Monday. For
Wanna go play
certain
shows in Europe?
and shops open.
Once gigs,
But no gigs really planned until like at
least.
least sort of August.
In Holland, nothing before 2022.
Yeah, once gigs stopped
Yeah.
because it's pandemic, my social life just went down.
13 months since my last gig.
Social life, what the fuck is that?
No, Greg, 12 plus 1 month.
No, I just drink.
Greg,
Oh yeah, sorry, Fry. Yeah,
12
Fry. Yeah.
plus 1 month.
12 plus 1 month. You're right.
That number. 12
Yeah.
plus 1. Yes.
All right, you Steve.
Always
This is
call
right. I
that
said
number.
12 plus 1. You
But
must have
no, everything is closed here. All the stores. We even have a curfew in Holland between 9 o'clock in the evening to 4 o'clock in the morning. I've been locked in this house for 1 year.
You should probably have that anyway, though, Ted. Just for the safety of everybody, you should probably be even when the curfew's over.
Yeah,
they should probably give you a curfew from 9. Just to be on the
usually
safe
they
side.
transport me in a cage to
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah.
So they come with a big cage and a truck, and then they put me in the cage, and
Yeah.
then we go to the venue, and they let me out right when we
You
start.
have a
the
Hannibal
show.
Lecter mask. And to be wheeled in on a trolley.
Yeah.
That's what they need. That's what you
Yeah.
need for gigs.
And then Kimo has built a little wall on stage, so I can't pass his electric fence and touch
That's a
him.
good idea. Good
So,
idea.
because I used to rip off his clothes on stage, and he doesn't like that. So,
So, Wülfskol, how many releases do you have?
At this point, this is our main release so far. We've had a couple of cassette versions of it, but they're sold out. Just about everything we have sold out.
That's good.
what do you have digitally? Do you have like a Bandcamp link as well?
Yes, we do. What is it? Wülfskol 666.
Well, you can send it in the chat, right?
I'll find it. I'll put it
He's
in
gonna
the
send it.
I also put the link for the
The
other
video.
video.
Yeah. I've downloaded that. We'll play that in a minute. Oh, and actually,
Have you ever played Europe? Have you been to Europe and played?
Oh
I
no!
want to go.
I would go.
Yeah,
Jesus, that would be great.
and we'll see you if you did.
Have you got any gigs coming up in Texas?
Of course.
Across Texas, not yet, because a lot of places are real scared to have shows. Like I have friends in Austin, Texas, and their bars really aren't doing anything yet, and the whole state is open. I mean, we have no mask mandate, nothing.
Do you know the band Under a Spell?
Huh?
You know a band called Under a Spell?
From Dallas, aren't they?
Yeah, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. They're from. They've been putting gigs on. Holton Metal Fest or something it's called.
Oh, we have a Texas Metal Fest.
This was called Holton Metal Fest. I think it must be in a town called Holton or something. This band Under a Spell from...
That sounds like that's up in Dallas, but I haven't...
Dallas,
yeah. Yes,
Dallas, Fort Worth, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anything going on up there yet. And I know people in Fort Worth and Dallas. And it's just really nothing.
I think there was a gig there. They did a gig last month, I think. I'm sure they put a gig on last month. I'm sure that's what they were telling us.
That's what they told us. Yeah.
Mind you, we're forgetting as well. We're forgetting Texas is fucking massive, isn't it?
Yeah,
We're talking like it's down the road. It's probably like 6 mile drive or something, 6 hour drive or something like that.
Yeah. Europe is so fucking different. You drive 2 hours and you're in a new country. Like, I've done like 5 countries in 4 days on a tour, for instance.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
Houston alone will take you an hour to get across.
Yeah.
Houston alone will take you an hour to get across.
Yeah.
Across town, just in Houston.
You literally have to find a place to sleep if you play across town.
Yes.
I was in Austin, Texas in 2019. Visit the place. I loved it. Yeah. I was in New Orleans and Austin. Yeah.
Right, a second.
I love
Do you know
Austin.
the band?
New Orleans is great.
Do you know the band?
Oh
Death
God,
Razor?
isn't it? It's so good.
Do you know Death Razor?
Yeah, Death
No, I haven't heard of them.
R-A-Z-O-R. Death Razor.
Death
Because they kind of like kicked off this little running joke we had for a while.
Yeah.
Because they were from
on our podcast.
They were from Houston, Texas.
I thought it was Austin. It was Austin we used to play, didn't it?
I mistook it. They
Yeah.
were from Austin, Texas.
It's not that funny for our. Calm down.
So I said, this is an awesome thrash band from Austin, Texas, Death Razor. And then we found out
There's so
in between
many
that
bands in
they're
Houston.
from
Austin.
Houston.
Yeah, there's a lot of bands in there. Yeah.
Texas has just got such an insane scene. Not only one, but like a number of insane
from
scenes.
them.
Like I remember right back from last kick when I was doing this in Nova Scotia and like really getting to know the online community worldwide. Like 8 years ago, Texas was the place. If there was another place, you had LA in the 80s, right? You had Seattle, whenever, Bay Area, whenever. If there's ever anything to come out of pre-COVID times today, I figured it was going to be the Texas scene because there's so much. There's such like an amazing
Texas.
From what I've seen, from my perspective, outside looking in, right? Like such an insane amount of talent there, and like some support.
Yeah, I also feel that a lot of talented bands come from.
Yeah, and I know from a lot of people, a lot of musicians that I know around the world too. I mean, everybody knows about the Texas.
Yeah, but on the super mainstream metalhead side though, everyone probably thinks Texas is Pantera sounding.
well, maybe, but I noticed indie band wise, there's so much fucking good indie bands and smaller bands than from Texas active now.
There's a band from Dallas I like called True Widow. I don't know if you've heard the True Widow. They're more like a sort of shoegaze, sort of stoner type band, but they're really good. I like them. They're not really metal. But they're a really good band. They're out of Dallas, 3-piece. True Widow.
I've got a little thing to say actually.
Go on.
Liam.
Nothing crazy. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Now Elric Elric's linked you his Metal Devastation Radio thing.
Yeah.
Did you know that he might have been kind of somewhat influenced by me and Gray from back in our old school shenanigans back in the day?
Well, because he was a guest. He was a guest once.
Because back in early 2015, we had Elric as a guest DJ. If you want to find the archived episode and link from it,
it was show 69. It was show 69. And I'm now on 392, so that's how long ago it was.
If you want to show them the picture,
I don't.
I don't mind. It's hilarious.
Yeah, but I don't want to go and look for it.
But very coincident. But I think we must have actually somehow got Elric his job because
To be fair, you did.
Because very shortly afterwards, like a month or two afterwards, he got that job with Metal Devastation Radio, and then that fucking kicked off, and now Elric is a main superstar now. So
that main superstar.
If anyone's going to take credit for Elric's superstardom, it's us.
I think so. Yeah, I think you are correct.
To be fair, you're right. Listen, hey boys, one thing. Let's finish up this rotation because I gotta go. I got some things I have to do. So are we done the circle of doom?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So gentlemen, I'm out.
All right, mate.
All right, I gotta go.
Yeah.
It was really cool seeing you, Baz.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
I hope I get to meet you soon with Steve.
I can't wait to be in Europe there playing with you guys. And in Texas, hopefully, man. Wülfskol. Hells yeah.
Okay, cheers, Bass.
All right, boys.
Cheers, Bass.
Wherever we go.
Tomorrow night on Wonder.
There it is.
I take it he's showing up all right.
Yeah.
That's
we
fucking
had a
rad,
right
man.
69 that day.
Yeah, that was show 69.
It's got a lot of giggles. That's brilliant.
That was quite a good picture. That was quite a fun one.
That was fucking.
Yeah, no, but you're all right. It did give me the idea to carry on doing.
Yeah.
I've done like DJing live, but I've not done any sort of radio, and it did like give me the idea to maybe I could do a podcast myself, but then I ended up just doing radio. But yeah.
Let's go to Alexandra for a bit again.
Yeah, but I reckon
I was talking to Alexandra. Shout out for her.
Because of that.
Because she's in Russia and she's like 3 hours ahead of us. Are you 3 a.m. now or something where you are, Alexandra? Or 2 a.m.?
It's 3 a.m.
3 a.m. Oh, man.
Oh, so you're the latest one.
Yeah.
It's only
6:20
1:20
p.m.
here.
over here. It is rush hour.
I
time.
actually think I'm gonna
Getting off
go
work right
too because it's really late.
Yeah.
I'm out.
It's been great having you here, mate. Cool
Yeah,
talking to you. Hopefully you'll come back again another time.
The legend.
I hope you enjoyed it. Talking to
I had a great time.
crazy
Thank you.
metalheads.
Next time you come, you have to bring a Russian video for us to play, so we can do it from Russia with metal. We can do a Russian with metal, and we can play a track.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay. Bye.
See you later, mate. Cheers. Okay, let's talk to Wülfskol then, because we still haven't heard much. We still haven't heard enough. Tell us more about Wülfskol.
Yeah, we need to know more.
You've been. How have you been? Because I know you've not been locked down quite so much there as other places have been. But have you been able to like jam together, write new material? Yeah.
We wrote practically almost a whole album during this time.
Cool.
Plus
When did
working
you
on
record the
another
album? When did you record it?
one. We got finished recording last month.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you go to a studio or did you record it in your own rehearsal, track by track, or how did you do
No,
it?
we went to the studio. It was really cool. We did it different from what I've been used to. I'm used to playing live in a studio, but no, we did it track by track.
Oh, really? Like a
Oh,
real recording?
Like the real thing.
Yeah, like you're professionals now. No?
Oh yeah,
Ready
we're
for
real
Europe.
professionals.
Yeah.
Did it cost? Was it expensive? Was it expensive recording or?
No, not too much. It's because we know the guy who owns the studio.
That's
but
the best.
Normally he doesn't charge too much either.
Right,
Where he kicks
Did
it
you
in
have
is
it
when
mixed and mastered at the same studio then, or did you do
no,
that?
it was mixed there. It's going to be sent off to be mastered. Actually, God, what's his name? I should have wrote it down. He's from England.
You need to promote the guys who
Resident
done
Sound
shit for
in
you.
England who's doing it.
Resonant Sound. Have you heard of them, Jake? Resonant Sound doesn't ring any bells.
Trying to think if I've heard that name mentioned before.
Do they do any other bands or that we'd know of? Or?
He's done Imprecation that I know of for sure. I don't know quite who else he's done.
Right.
But
when's that going to be?
Notch.
When are you going to be unleashing that?
Huh?
How many tracks do you have on the album then?
Was it 6? Yeah, 6.
Yeah, it's a short album. It's a short album. But
How are you going to release it? Is it via label or?
through it's going to be through what is it?
What Goat Whore Records out of Texas is going to be the CD.
Cool. So you have a
cassette.
local record label that you're awesome.
Yeah, but we're also talking to I think his name's Perry from Helter Skelter. Hopefully that he might want to pick it up.
So will it be about CD, vinyl, and digital, or what?
Well, if it comes through Sweden, it'll be vinyl.
Okay. So if it comes to Holland, where I'm based, because I can't really get to Sweden, but yeah, it will be vinyl all over Europe, I guess.
Yeah, if he picks it up, it's going to get a big distribution. We're just praying.
Okay. But no matter what, you'll have like a digital release. So you can get
it'll
all
be
of it,
it'll all be on Bandcamp to listen to it, and it'll be on CD and cassette.
That's cool.
Do you have a date?
Huh?
Do you have a date?
No, we
release
don't
date?
have a date yet.
Okay, you're still working on it, but you recorded everything, so now you're gonna send it off for mastering when the mix is done.
Correct.
So I've like spoken to bands before. Sometimes it takes fucking insane amount of time from actually recording it to actually putting it out. It's like,
ours,
you know,
ours took 18 months to record and then 10 months to be released because our label put
and the
us
songs
in
are
live.
already old.
Yeah. When we left the album in January 2020 and in 6 months, released June 30th, because also labels put you in a queue and you have to wait forever.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing about CDs and cassettes, the turnaround is really, really quick. This vinyl is a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Well, then the print and the distribution and then everything. Yeah, but then also they have other bands, of course. So you're gonna be in a queue.
Yeah.
So it's but yeah, it's sometimes it's a bit frustrating, you know, to work for an album and then you have to wait another year. But if you wait, you get the right release, you get the right promotion. That's important, I think. If you have patience, you make it well. So
that's the thing, though. Sometimes with labels, they can be more delaying, and sometimes like they got like positives, but also they have drawbacks as well, don't they? Sometimes labels.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The thing is, when I picked our label for this release, I was very important. The most important thing to me was that they would work with me with promotion. So if I had to wait 2 months or 8 months or 10 months, I want the right amount of reviews and interviews provided by the label without having to do anything, you know?
Yeah.
And it was well worth it. I mean, we're really happy. We're on Slip Trick Records, by the way.
Yeah.
We're really happy with our record label, but they released us everywhere. Like our CD is sold in Walmart and Barnes and Nobles and shit like that. Like weird places. Yeah, and like in Russia, they have everything on illegal torrents because it's hard to get licensing music there. So they just released everything on torrents and shit. But we got a lot of reviews and we got a lot of promotion. But what I think is the most important thing is that the label has like a dialogue with you. So if you know the people you work with, I think that's the most important thing.
What about you, Wülfskol? Have you got like PR company or anything like that that's putting your music out there, or is it all doing it yourself?
So us?
We're all doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it all ourselves, pretty much.
I try and remember where I got your CD. So I got your promo. I can't remember where I got it from. If you must have sent it yourself, I suppose. I don't remember.
Dave must have sent it to you.
I don't even. Yeah, maybe. I get so many like promos and shit, and I never know where they come from half the time.
Like, we had a guy who did a cassette version from Canada, and he did pretty good. He sent a lot of stuff off.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I've already seen it show up on Discogs.
Oh, yeah. That always makes me laugh when I see old shit that I've done years ago, like my old band's demo tape, and people are trying to ask for fucking $30 for it. It's like, fuck off, we gave that away for nothing, and you're fucking trying to get $30, and it's shit anyway. Like my old fanzines, every now and again, I see my old fanzines go, oh, underground, fucking rare, $30. I'm fuck off. I only charged £2 for that. It's like, and all the bands in it are fucking.
Why do you complain though?
I'm not complaining, but I'm complaining because if they manage to get $30 for it, I'll complain. But they're not going to. No one's going to fucking buy it. It's like they're just fucking chancing their arm. No, it's not for me. No, it's for them. I won't get nothing out of that. I mean, it won't be money for me, will it?
How is it with shows in Texas when you play? Do you get like guarantees or what is it like? How do you make money out of shows there?
It's different in different cities. Houston sucks. Houston don't like to pay bands.
But do you ever get, if you get a door deal, what do you get then? Like 80-20 or 100%?
I think it really depends on the venue.
Yeah.
Different venues work differently. Sometimes you get a cut of the door, or sometimes you just gotta take care of the door and pay off the venue.
Do you ever get guarantees? Do you ever get guarantees?
Depending on who's doing the show, sometimes depending on the promoter also, like the promoter will pay the bands according
Okay.
to who's
In
headlining.
Europe, it's quite common to get guarantees. I don't know in the UK that
Nah,
common,
not
but
I think
it's
so.
more door deals I set up in the
Yeah.
UK, I think. But in Europe, like even my smallest band, as it pussy, can get up to 300 guarantee in Holland.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty
like
good.
a Bofo Kwo show can give a 500 to 800 guarantee in Holland if I'm
Yeah.
lucky. But
Not likely to get that in the UK.
it's a lot of door deal offers. But what I have a problem is the venue, if they manage to sell out, that they give really bad guarantees. And in the US, I heard a lot of shit that you don't really get what. Even if they do a really well night, they don't like. If a venue here in Germany, especially, would like have a really good night, they would actually give you extra money after the show. So if you
Oh,
had a
that's
guarantee
cool.
of 500, you can get 800. Let's say in the Sonic Ballroom in Germany, for instance. From what I heard in the US, it's a lot of fight to get the money. So I was just interested in how you have it, like when you book. And,
Yeah, it's like a lot of the bands that are like from Europe that are kind of underground and stuff. When they come through here, it's usually somebody with our own personal people that we know that usually put the show together to make sure it's worthwhile for that band. Like we have had Horna come down here. I could go on and on. The Hexen, and it was local friends that would put the shows on to make sure these people made it worthwhile for them to play here. Besides the fact we
but
didn't want to see
is
it
it a
too.
lot of times you have to sell tickets, like when you book a show?
There's a couple of places that do that. I really hate that. That's just pay to play. You might as well just pay the club, you know.
Yeah, then you might as well pay and get all your friends in for free. It was like, yeah.
Right.
How is it in Canada, Steve? Like, what the guaranteed versus door deals? What do you say?
Oh, guarantee would
Well,
be
you know,
much better.
the
Door
tribute
deals
bands,
suck.
cover bands have got it better out here.
A lot of the times, the venues will go for the giving you the doors because most of the people that come to shows are 21 and up, and so they make a killing out of the bar because everybody comes and they're just they're having a show. They're gonna make 3 times the money.
That's one fun thing. A lot of bars here in Holland, if you play smaller gigs, they give you a percentage of the bar too. So they might say 50-50
Unicorn does that in
on a
London.
$5 bar, and then instead of taking entrance, they might just say, okay, it's free show, but you guys get 10% of the bar. I played with like a super small band and got $500 out of such a deal.
I think the
Yeah,
Unicorn
because
in
we
London
just
does
got
the bar.
people drinking on stage and just ordered shots and made sure people were drinking or were playing.
There you go.
But that's a really cool deal too. I prefer a bar deal than a door deal, but I really prefer a guarantee. Because if you have a guarantee, you know the promoter is going to work hard to get the people there.
Yeah, because often the gigs are free as well when it's a bar deal.
What about, I was gonna ask Steve about, have AxMinister got any label interest, or you got a label, or are you doing it all yourself?
We've had label interests, no labels I'm interested in though.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually like that. But as long as you do as well as you do, I don't think you should get a label for a while.
No,
I
mean,
think
you know what? I
when
think
it comes to AxMinister, the way of releasing is great.
Yeah, no, I think independent can take it pretty far if you know what you're
Yeah.
doing. You put the work into it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You're willing to put the work in.
I'm going to shoot off as well, so.
All right, Elric.
Take care, Elric. We'll be in touch. I'll send
Yeah,
the full
my
album.
link is in the chat if you want to send music and all that.
I got your email from your Facebook already, so.
Elric,
nice
it's only half 12, dude. It's only half 12. Leave the hall, you wimp and poser. It's only half 12, and you're going to bed already. Leave the hall.
I'm going to bed.
Leave the hall, boy.
Thank you for the support.
He's preparing for the opening of Monday.
Grab your computer.
When you play us,
jump on his bed
please
when
tag
he's
me
asleep.
so I can share that and know it.
Smack it over the head, yeah. We all know that
All the
Elric.
bands are being nice and my mates are giving me shit.
I don't know if you've ever listened to his show on Metal
No, I'm
Devastation
thanking
Radio, but he always plays on 5. He never plays on 10 on his show. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's a wimp and poser and he should leave the hall, but he only ever plays on 5.
Hey, cheers, brother.
See you later.
Take care, Elric.
Bye.
I said, bye.
No, but seriously though, Greg, go and jump in his bedroom right now and just like fucking just jump on him, just film it all, just
Stay awake with us.
No, you're all right. I might go and get my last beer. Anyone want to listen to another? I was going to play Bofo Kwo tune. Anyone want to listen to a Bofo Kwo tune?
Yes, please.
Yes,
Yes,
sure.
let's do that.
Legally, I'm obliged to say yes every time you ask that question.
I know. It's shocking, isn't it? If I can find the bloody thing, it's in here somewhere. But don't forget, anyone listening to this, anyone watching this, and they want to send me a tune to play, a video to play, send it my way. Along with this one that's not going to get me a copyright strike, please.
Basically,
I don't think you will get from Bofo Kwo.
Not yet.
Not good. They think they found some other tracks. Yeah. Very bad. I was going to say, we need to, after this song, we can come back to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's fucking
Cool.
cool.
Nice.
That's some
Who made
black
that?
metal going.
Yeah.
Very heavy.
Who made that one?
That's
Maybe
the very
you.
first song I wrote for Bofo Kwo. I saw Bill Bailey, you know, the comedian,
Yeah.
Yep.
and he was doing some metal shit, and I went home and I wrote this song, and then the day after we formed Bofo Kwo, the
Okay.
19th of March, 2014. And it was supposed to be a fucking joke, but people took it serious, so we're
Obviously
just
you
writing
did.
the joke. Yeah. It was
Wow.
really supposed to be a fucking joke, but it's good enough. And we got signed like really quick, so we didn't know what to do. And then Steve likes our music, so
Oh, I
we're
love
gonna
that
keep
Bofo
on
Kwo
going.
stuff, Ted. It's-
We're gonna keep going until he says, "Fuck you guys, you released something too bad."
There you go.
No, I love that stuff. It's my favorite stuff
And
that
it
you've
was-
done.
Yeah.
All years
It's
I've
the
known you.
only song I play guitar on the whole
Okay.
album. So
Yeah, wait till the next album when you start adding goth elements and dance bits, and then it'll say fuck off, and that'll be it.
actually, the next EP is gonna be super lo-fi. It's gonna be more death, black metal, just plain. So it's gonna be really like, and all three of us will do vocals. So Kimo is gonna introduce his vocals too. But this song, I don't know, it just got so much bigger than anything else we've done, me and Kimo. So we just kept writing on it, and somehow it went from being a joke to something that just live on its own now. So we still take it pretty easy, just like AxMinister. We're not super serious, but the songs and the music, it's so much fun because it's really good music. This kind of metal.
Yeah.
But
There's
I never expected to take this turn because it was literally a joke about me eating people. So,
if there was anyone that I've seen in my life that I thought could possibly be a person who hits other people, it would be you, Ted. I've got to say that.
I take that as a compliment, though. So, but yeah, no, it's and then I got all these opportunities to talk to cool people like you guys, and it's probably the best thing that happened to me, Bofo Kwo, somehow. Besides that, Kimo takes me to court every weekend to sue me for royalties. I have a lawyer dealing with that.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
I thought your cat got all the royalties. I thought Lord Elmo.
Well, he teams up with Kimo. Like the first release, Kimo made so much money he could go to the Caribbean and write a techno album with his side project, Kipple, which also stole all the songs I wrote for this album and made a fucking remix without my permission or anything. Even the label was asking questions, and I'm like, "That's Kimo."
Oh, God.
Yeah, and
man.
I was like, "Yeah, we switched. We had like 4 A&Rs already because of Kimo's shenanigans. So he's not here to defend himself. So
so you can
legally I can just say certain
you can say whatever
things.
you like. He's not here to hear it. You can say whatever you like.
The fact is that you can't take yourself too serious when you're in a band anyways. It doesn't matter which band you are in. If
There's
you
gotta
take
be a
yourself
certain
too
level, hasn't
serious,
there?
you fuck up. Then people don't want to hang out with you.
You've got to take it seriously, but not too seriously. Not to the point of
Yeah, of
being
course. Like you have to
jerk.
take the job seriously. You have to learn the fucking songs. You have to practice. You have to write. You have to make good videos. But when you're on the road, you can't be so serious. Like there is gonna, no matter which band you are, there are gonna be people who hate your fucking band. Like I know people who hate Rammstein. I don't speak to those people anymore, but I know people who hate Rammstein.
Hey, you're talking to one now, mate. You're talking to one now.
Yeah, but you have to live with it. So every time someone says something bad of our band, we highlight it and put it on videos or shirts or whatever. This is the way you deal with haters in general.
Yeah,
So,
I had a snarky comment on one of my podcasts, and I cut it out and used it as the picture for the next week's podcast, kind of thing. Like the comment where it's like, that was ages ago.
They cared enough to insult you. Like, if I don't care about shit, I don't insult it.
So it's like I talk too fast or something like that. I talk too fast. But I just said, do I talk too fast or do you listen too slow? There you go. The argument goes both ways. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm not talking too fast. Maybe you just listen too slow. You know what I mean? But whatever.
Well, imagine listening to it with me on it, and fucking hell.
Yeah.
But we had a really long review in a big extreme metal publication in Holland, and he was confused by the album, but he wrote a double-sized review about it than he would about any other album. So in the end, he admitted he took the time to listen to the album so many times. But of course, everyone is not gonna like our new album. It's not really clean or anything. But if they take the time to review it, or even if they take the time, like, to give us 1 out of 10, I'm happy, because, like, I don't know how many bands submit their shit to blogs and magazines and don't get any review.
Yeah.
You know, that's a huge difference.
Wülfskol, how's the reviews been like for your stuff? Have you been getting some good reviews and interviews and stuff for yours?
Oh yeah, we've been around like what, 3 years?
Yeah.
3 years, and everywhere we play, they fucking love us.
That's good. That's really good. Because then they invite you back too.
Well, the only haven't had any fanzine reviews, but we've had some few webzine reviews.
Yeah.
They just love what we're doing because we're not normal. I mean, it's not black metal, it's not death metal, it's not heavy metal. It's all not punk. It's just all mixed together.
Just mixed together.
The video was very unique, and the sound was very unique. Yeah, I love
attitude,
that.
I think, as well. Good fucking in your face kind of attitude going on as well.
But you do what you want to play, right? You play what you want to play, and you write the music you want to write. That's the most important.
And that's the way you got to do it. You do what you want to do, and you know, as long as you're happy with what you're doing and you're proud of what you're doing, you put that shit out there. And there's going to be other people around the world. There's going to be people around the world that absolutely love this shit. And
because we don't have
a
a
beautiful
goal to
feeling
sound
when
like
you're
any kind of band. We just
you don't have to. You
what
just have
hear
to
is
do what
all
you
our
want to do.
influences.
Yeah,
it's all
And
our
that's the
influences.
that's the most beautiful
if you
thing.
get an opportunity, just jump on it. Go to a show. If you get invited to Europe, if you get invited to Canada, we just jump on it. If it's a shit show, we have a story to tell.
There you go.
That's always
And you know what?
something.
That's the most beautiful thing when you put your shit out there and you've got people from around the world and they love it and it makes a difference in their lives. And you know what? If you reach
That's
enough
the main
people,
thing.
you're going to get your haters too. Fuck them.
Yeah.
As long as you're happy and proud of what you do, well, you know what? People are going to have their own opinions. You can't control that.
Keep on struggling. Like, it doesn't matter if you're at the show where the other bands are cons, or if you're at the show where the other bands are great and you're really happy. Like, you'll make connections, you'll have experience that no one else gets as a band. I think that's the most important thing. And people who release music that they get to play alone is not the mainstream. So you're never gonna get that kind of joy out of releasing someone else's song or
but let me
releasing
tell
a
you how
sound
this
you don't
went
want to.
about. Let me tell you how this went about. So, I used to play in a punk rock band, straight like punk rock band, and we've known each other for a very, very long time. I've known him for almost 20 years. And
You're a 3-piece, right?
it's so
No, 4.
Four.
yeah, four pieces. And and then we've been playing together in a different band. Like, it was like horror punk. And we've known Dave, and you know Dave, he's always doing his black metal and death metal shit with Imprecation, Behemoth. And we used to do our own thing, and then I was doing my own thing. So we all were friends, but in different bands. And of course, we were jamming together in local bands, but you know, nothing too serious until Dave just one day heard us play, you know, our horror punk, and he was just like, "Let me stick my vocals in that shit." So one day he just decided, hey, you know, let's start something together. And so me and him writing all this music, you know, let's just, you know, punk rock mixed with metal, and then there comes Dave with his death metal vocals, and then Shane came into the fold because Shane comes from a black metal band. He comes from To Scale the Throne. And so it's like a
That's
mixture.
a good combination, though, because you have a lot of experience in different ways of writing and approaching the music. So
And the
that's
way
really cool.
It worked because, like, you know, we're all very good friends, so we already had a chemistry, you know, and so we just put the shit together. And you know, our first song, the very first song we wrote is actually the video of "I Am the Devil's Blood." That one was the very first song we wrote for Wülfskol.
You think with so many different things going on and band members in different places, you'd have hard to sort of gel it together. You think you'd be I want to do it more like this. This is my style. So it must be quite hard to get the chemistry right.
I didn't, you know, even though I knew that I'm playing with these dudes that have been in heavy metal bands and, you know, black metal bands, and, you know, I didn't have to change the style of my drumming, you know, like I still play the same way I used to play in other bands, you know, that's just how I play the drums. And then
but I mean, if you play metal, punk is very much an inspiration in metal drums, if you put it that way. Yeah.
You know, so it just seemed to work, so, you know, we didn't really have to change anything.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it works fine. From what I've heard, it works fucking excellently.
It all blends well together. So.
You worked.
Yeah.
You worked.
And I think the attitude as well is fucking really cool. Like the fucking that fucking aggression and the bloody will. You know, he's kind of like a slight bit of Motorhead, kind of like in the kind of like passion and the energy,
that's the kind of vibe I got, like the real raw Motorhead.
I think our most common ground was the Misfits, because everybody was Latin.
Yeah, I was getting the
Misfits. So
I was getting the Misfits vibe as well.
You know, so that's what we stuck to, and then it's just, you know,
expanded from there. I mean, I can tell you a million guitar players that influenced me, but it's basically just raw punk, metal, crust. I mean, all of that mixed together.
I like all that stuff. I like metal and like crust. So there you go.
Jake, don't you have any video from your band?
Not at the moment, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But
well,
we got music
for
on there.
Steve, this is like the hardest band you played in, right?
Like heaviest?
Yeah.
Yeah. Since
or
Winnipeg,
have you played
anyways.
in any other band? Like Last Kick was quite heavy, but this is like way more.
Yeah, definitely.
Hardcore
this is heavier and probably on par with the last band I was in Winnipeg, Independent Sacred Minds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that would have been the stop before I knew you, Ted. I knew you since Halifax and Last Kick, but yeah, before that there was Winnipeg and Independent Sacred Minds and Blessed in Vain. And
you seem to get around.
When you met me, you were in Last Kick, right?
Yeah.
You seem to get around Canada quite a lot. Are you being driven out of town quite often? Are you being taken to the border, taken to the edge of town? Don't come back.
No, you know what? You know what? Honestly, what it was is I grew up in Winnipeg, which is like in the middle of Canada. It's prairies. It's a lot of gangs there and shit like that. It's kind of a nasty little city. And this is where I grew up. Like from 8 to 38, I was there. Right?
Oh,
found my wife there, started my family there, all that shit. And I was born in Cape Breton Island, Nova Scotia. So me and the wife both, we were just tired of fucking Winnipeg. And it was time to move. And so I figured, okay, well, let's go back to where I was born, Nova Scotia. And so we stayed there for 8-9 years. And it's absolutely gorgeous country. So beautiful.
And you got to meet Jim Leahy and Randy.
Yeah, because Trailer Park Boys are right from out there.
You don't kind of think of gangs. When people say Canada, gangs would be quite low on the list of things I'd think about.
I mean, in the big cities, it's quite a big problem. I think so. From what I read, it's worse than you think. Like, it's not as pretty and Canadian as you would imagine. We have like such a holy view of Canada from Europe.
Yeah.
Like we think it's like the dreamland.
It's not like America.
Yeah, we think of it as like clean America.
We don't have America style crime, but we got some nasty streets here, right?
Right.
And Winnipeg is Halifax. We got nasty streets in Halifax. There's nowhere there I'd be worried about. And even in Toronto, which is the big city here in Canada, right? Which is which is a lot like an American city.
I think I've been to Toronto.
We got some nasty places.
Toronto, right?
We got some nasty places in Toronto, but even there, I'm not any threatened anywhere near in Toronto as I was in Winnipeg. Winnipeg is a nasty little city, so we moved out of there.
Yeah.
Went to Halifax. I did the Last Kick thing. I did a MMA thing out there, Cubicle to the Cage, a TV show. And I got tired of the MMA because that is pretty extensive, takes a lot of your life. And one said, fuck that, drop the boxing gloves, pick up the guitar again, and I started Last Kick. That's where I met Ted.
You were doing MMA fighting?
Yeah, I actually did not have a pro fight, but I was training to. So, yeah. Basically, what it amounted to is I got a taste of what a pro MMA fighter's life is like.
Right.
I trained with them trained with them all the time. So I did this for 8 months every day. So it was a little bit of training. I got okay, but nothing like a pro MMA fighter. Like they just live like it. I even did during the show. We did the weight cut thing, right? So I cut to 174 to 155 in less than a week.
Wow.
I think
that was fun. But yeah, I dropped the gloves, picked up the guitar again, which I'd been doing all my life.
Do they still play the Last Kick?
And that's when I started Last Kick, Ted. And that's when
Do they still play, Steve?
Steve is doing Electric Mistress right now, and Last Kick isn't dead, but they're on hiatus, and I don't know if they'll come back.
Okay. And then you joined what they're called?
When I moved to Toronto, it's like, I was trying to find my last kick out here, and I bounced around a lot. I started out, the first band I was with here was with Dirty Little Secrets, and we opened up for LA.
You played with Dirty Little Secrets.
Yeah, and we opened up for LA Guns, the rock pile here.
I remember. That was a cool one, yeah.
That was a blast. And then I did like Haunted Heart and Inconvenient Truth, and there might be another one in there.
I mean,
bounced around a bit, right? And now I've got AxMinister. I found the place I need to be, which is AxMinister. And I've also got the cover band on the side, Steel Kitty. And
that's a really cool band, though. Steel Kitty. I love Steel Kitty.
Yeah, and we're having a blast because we're from Steel City, right? Hamilton.
Oh, that's why. Yeah. Okay. No, I love Steel Kitty. But yeah, AxMinister intrigues me more because you're three very different characters, and when that comes together, it's complete madness. It's just so fucking.
I'm gonna have a blast with these guys, man. It's like, fuck. I
can't wait to see you guys live.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I joined at the very end of 2019, and so I've been with them over a year now. It's just unfortunately that year had to be fucking 2020.
Yeah,
we've been closed off from even jamming for months at a time. But despite that, we're still kicking ass, and we're still going to bring some good shit to you in 2021.
Let's talk best gigs. Let's go around like best gig you've been to or best gig you've actually played. Do you want to start that, Steve?
My funnest are all the festivals, and for that, I guess I got to go back to Last Kick. And Ted has known this. He's seen the video. He fucking loves these guys. How many people here have heard of the Trailer Park Boys?
You've heard of it. I never watched it.
Name rings a bell. Yeah,
I know.
I'm a huge Trailer Park Boy guy fan, so I love Canada in that sense.
So it's a comedy. It's a TV comedy.
Yeah,
and
it's like a I don't know, mockumentary. Is that called a mockumentary?
A mockumentary,
yeah. It started on Canadian television on Showtime, right? And it started early 2000, and it's about these three guys from the trailer park who really does smoke dope and does criminal shit, and it's quite funny.
But I used to play at these. I used to play at these festivals in Nova Scotia, the Maritime Metal and Hard Rock festivals. We did number 3, and we were in a battle of the bands. We did well. We came back for number 4, which was one of the Trailer Park Boy spots. I can show you guys this video if you want, because these guys are funny.
Yeah.
Hurlers.
And I went to see them live
I-
and met them too.
and
So
I scared them off my damn stage too, by the way, that night.
with the Jason cast, it's hilarious. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they did a comedy routine, and then they introduced us, and so that festival
As
was
the last
probably my
shit.
funnest to play. Last shit, yes.
Yeah.
That's when I went around and gave him a look, man.
that.
And he was like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?" I could show
But
you.
yeah,
the video.
no. So when they came to Amsterdam, I met them too because they brought me up on stage to do like a got up to show my stomach and everything, and then I won a drink with the guys. So I met them, but that was after Leahy passed or John Dunsford.
Oh yeah.
So
R.I.P.
so I got to meet all the three guys, but I was really like, because when Steve played with Last Kick, and that was like 5 years before I met them anyway. So, and he got to meet both Randy and John Dunsford on the show. So we connected a bit about that as well.
Yeah.
But then you told me you were moving and you were leaving Last Kick, and I think when you found AxMinister, that was great. It's just sad
That's where I
that you
belong,
haven't
man.
been able to
This is
play
it.
with them, man,
This is it.
live.
We're gearing up to kick some ass.
Yeah.
Just wait for it.
So
It's coming.
what's your
And so
favourite gig then, Ted?
that was my favorite.
My favorite gig
Well.
is with Acid Pussy, my punk band. We drove to Germany, to Hamburg, to play this 24 hours bar, which was a complete coke place. So everyone was like snorting lines and stuff. And we drove in the morning, and then when we came, we I was left at the bar for 2 hours because the other guys had to go and pick up all the equipment from the rehearsal from the other band we were playing with. And then we had to do 2 sets. So we started at 10 to 11, and then we had to do 12 to 1. So when we started playing, there was like packed. The whole venue was packed. And then we played our both sets, and the Germans, they went insane. Like, they just went completely crazy for our show. And afterwards, everyone came out, and there was like this little balcony, and it was in Hamburg on the red light district, so the street was really busy and shit. And everyone came up to me after and like offered me hash and stuff. So it was like the best show. And the place was called the Clocard, which is the bomb in French. And it was open 24 hours. It was super dirty, and there was like maybe room for 80 people. And everyone was coked up, and we were there all night. It was really the best gig I ever played. Yeah, it's like our music for Acid Pussy is basically made for coked up Germans. So, yeah.
What are you getting?
Fair enough. What about you, Wülfskol? What's been your favourite gig you've done, and a favourite gig you've attended, or both?
For Wülfskol, I think we opened up for Doyle from the Misfits. Remember, he was touring on his own, so we got to open up for him. But it was nothing crazy, really. It was just like the venue was kind of packed. But
that's always nice, though.
It was crazy. Like the craziest show that I think I've ever played, I think was whenever I was in the punk band, because the punk scene is very out there. It's very unpredictable. So like house party shows are always wild, but we did a show in a parking lot once. No, actually, we did a show in a boxing ring with the punk band. I mean, we opened up for No Bunny, and it was wild. I mean, it's just shit all over the place. You know, at the end of the show, equipment goes, everywhere. So I mean, that's the only thing that I miss about that scene. But when it comes to Wülfskol, I mean, Wülfskol is very next to very metal, like, there's not a lot of wild stuff that goes on in our shows, but it's it's very fun whenever you're like the.
I must agree. Like
out.
punk shows are much wilder than the.
Yeah.
Like that's why I still play in Acid Pussy, because I get those small punk shows and I get those dirty nights, and
You're right there in front of the crowd.
Yeah.
Right next to you.
Yeah,
They're bumping
and
into each other.
like you can get people up on stage, and the bars don't care because they're used to punk shows. And there's a lot of places in Amsterdam that have like squads with punk shows, so I go to those a lot. When it comes to metal, what I really love is when the crowd just goes crazy and like goes into a mosh pit.
Yeah.
Then you know you have a good metal show.
See, like in our scene here in Houston, we have we always get paired, or we always play with like death metal bands and black metal bands, and we're like the odd band. And so we whenever we play,
because you're a little bit different.
Yeah, it's very
they're
different.
tripping.
It's like,
They're
It's
tripping.
very tripped out. It's like people don't expect that from us, you know. And then sometimes we've also played in other venues with like bands that are like hard rock, and then here comes Dave with like his, we're like very death metal, in some aspect, and it's like sometimes we're like a little bit in one side and sometimes we're on the other side, but so we can't really find a spot, like, whenever it comes to shows, because we're like always the odd band, like we're always the one that like sounds.
They know when we've been there.
We have the
we
same,
leave a mark.
We have the same problem with Bofo Kwo because we're not serious black metal band. We're not a serious death metal band. So we always end up playing with like experimental chaos or extreme metal bands. That's why we want to play with AxMinister, because they have the same approach to music as us.
Yes, because us and AxMinister, we just don't give a fuck. I mean, look at me, like I'm black metal. We're not.
It's just the way, like, the approach to the live show. That's what Bofo Kwo. Like, we got so many reviews that we're so unique in sound and appearance that it's hard to place us in a genre or anything except for metal. Then, and I think AxMinister is kind of in the same way there. Like, it's so hard to place them. You can't say they're trash. You can't say they're black. You can't say they're dead. And I think that is what's driving
all
the
of us
music.
here, actually. What we do is we just play fucking metal.
And we try to have fun at shows. That's like what I think.
You guys figure out what you want to call it. We play fucking metal.
Yeah.
If anything,
well, anyways, guys, I'm gonna head out soon too, because it's like 2:10 here.
Oh, mate, you're now ahead of us, aren't you?
Yeah, ahead of us.
Yeah, I'm always ahead of UK. I'm always ahead of you, Graham. If you want to know what the future is like, you should always call me. I'll be back for a hangout next month or the month after, if you want.
Yeah, cool, man. There's a space in, like, I can have up to 10 people, and obviously not everyone can talk at once, so it gets a bit like a bit chaotic. But as long as no one minds waiting before they have a chance to talk, then I can have up to 10 people in here, and people can come in if there's anyone missing.
For both Jake and Wülfskol, I work for a European booking company, so feel free to hook up with me on Facebook if you want to connect. I've known Steve already have me on Facebook, so he will let me know when he wants to come to Europe anyway. Yeah. My name is Ted Egger on Facebook, by the way. I can write it here.
Yeah, just type it in the chat and then we can.
Yeah.
Okay, you put it on the chat.
Yeah, pop it in the private.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. And just add me and get in touch, because I really love the videos, and I think it's the same kind of styles we can do with our bands, I think.
Well, cheers, Ted. It was great to chat with you, brother.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. So I think I want to be back when you're back with Greyman.
And everybody here who's interested, Ted, I know you know about it already because you're an awesome fan as well.
Yeah.
And we support the fuck out of each other. We have for years. For everybody else, anyone who's interested, we're doing this shit again tomorrow, an actual interview with AxMinister on the Boneyard.
Oh, cool.
You can check the AxMinister
I'll
page.
tune in if I'm not asleep.
Yeah.
What is that? It's
and Wülfskol, was really cool to meet you.
At 7 p.m.
It's nice meeting y'all too.
He's got to go. He's got to go and
Jake,
pick some.
hit me up on Facebook and send me some shit from your music.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
send the
Rayman, next
Come
time
on.
I'll force Timo to be joined.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Take care, guys.
Take care of
See you
yourself.
later. See you later. Are you
See
still
ya.
awake, Farrar? Liam Farrar, you
yeah,
still
man.
awake?
Look at him, he's dead.
Yeah.
No, you're still just about awake.
No,
Do you want to
no.
tell us about your favourite gig? Have you got? Can you remember your favourite gig?
Ah, fuck! I do not remember.
Then that was a good gig. That was a good gig then.
Sodom was quite good at the Underworld. Sodom or Sapphire
Wait,
at the
no,
Underworld.
okay, not yet, not yet.
fuck off,
Do you
that
not
gig was
remember? And were
let
you
down.
covered with bruises the next day?
Yeah.
That's literally how it goes.
Then it was a
I
good
thought you
gig.
liked the Sodom gig. You
No.
enjoyed the Sodom gig at the time. I thought you enjoyed it.
I was gonna go to that, but I completely missed it.
No, I did not enjoy that Sodom gig because that Sodom gig was packed out and you couldn't fucking move at all. And then and then that day had rail replacement services, so fucking had to. Oh my god, that was a lot. No, that.
What about Sabbath then? Sabbath was good.
That was awesome. Sabbath was cool. Seeing Gabamon 3 times in the last 1.5 years was cool. What else?
I think your favourite gig was the Purple Turtle gig, where we got kicked out.
Oh, fuck off. I still hold a resentment to that bitch who politely threw me
He
out.
was underage. He was underage. He was like 16 or so. And we went into this all-day death metal gig, and she spotted him. She goes, "How old are you?" And he was like, "Oh fuck." So we ended up getting kicked out. I got kicked out of a fucking all-day gig because of you, Fra. Fucking pain in the ass.
Fuck that.
He's never lived it down.
Someone's banging on the wall.
Who?
Someone's banging on the wall. So can you get the noise down?
What?
Yeah, keep the noise down, Fra.
Yeah.
Keep it down. Hear the noise.
So my mum was telling me to quiet.
That's my missus. That's my missus telling him off. That's my missus.
Okay.
Love you, babe.
Anyway.
Love you, Lisa.
Hello.
Someone banging on the wall. I don't think you've been that loud, but you probably were, knowing you.
Well, Mum clearly thought I'd been loud. She thought she heard banging on the wall, which probably was just banging on the wall because the fucking walls are bloody. You can hear.
No, it's probably your big gob.
No, you can literally hear someone pin a drop upstairs. Like, Mum.
Yeah.
Mum thinks it's someone banging on the wall. That's bullshit. But anyway, I was saying back to gigs. So enough about that pub doll. So yeah, Gambon was a fun gig.
All right, cool. The one at the Underworld where was all diving.
Overkill was cool. Overkill.
Yeah.
Seen Overkill. Exodus.
Yeah, just one for fuck's sake. I didn't ask for your fucking gig history. I asked for your fucking one favourite gig. Come on, lad.
Well, I've got numerous favourite gigs from back in the day.
You can't have numerous. You only have one, and that's it.
Just one.
I can't remember. I can say it's my turn next, and I can't even fucking think of one, so I'm not even going to bother. I'm fucking shit when it comes to remembering stuff. Too much headbanging and beer, man.
Too much headbanging and beer.
I can't remember yesterday, let alone fucking.
I've
what
been
gigs
to
I
too
went to.
many gigs, so it's hard for me to choose.
Yeah, can't think of one particular occasion that was my favourite.
I think one of my favourites was Behemoth at Motion here in Bristol.
Right.
They were
Behemoth.
They're fucking awesome because they all came out with drums that they put around and they just started playing drums at the end of their set, and it was just one of the best fucking things ever.
Oh, I'll get tired now. Let's play that track we were talking about. Let's play "Pandemic" by Chemical. Who wants to listen to Pandemic? We were talking about it earlier on, and I downloaded it.
How they predicted the future.
Yeah, well, kind of. They just did a song called "Pandemic," and then we had a pandemic.
Yeah.
It's not quite predicting the future, but well,
they predicted it 10 years ago.
Pandemics were a thing. Pandemics were already a thing, but let's just say they predicted the future and play the track. Play, you bastard! Don't fucking. There you go. It should be any minute, any second now.
There we go.
I'll usually come. I'll usually come. Yeah, because the phone's like 700.
They're pretty good, though.
Okay. It's a fucking annoying. It keeps breaking up though. Let's get some of my tits out. Does keeps breaking up.
Yeah, that was
Never
cool.
mind. Yeah,
That's badass.
It was reminding me of an old thrash metal band called Wargasm.
Just get another beer.
Band called Wargasm.
Wargasm.
Yeah, Wargasm.
Yeah,
great
cool.
band.
They remind
You
me of
don't
that,
need
just-
another beer, Frog. Go to bed.
No, I need a
No,
beer.
go to bed.
You
silly
don't need
bastard.
another beer. Go to bed, you naughty little boy.
You naughty fucker.
Oh shit!
I'm probably gonna go to bed myself soon. Actually, I'm freaking tired. We'll play that Wülfskol track before we finish. Got another Wülfskol video to check out. So, has anyone got anything interesting? I mean, fucking, it's so hard to talk about shit at the moment because, like, it's like either talk about the past or talk about all the shit that's going on at the moment. I mean, nothing to look forward to because fuck knows when anything's going to happen when it comes to gigs or releases or anything. What about Herbicidal? Are you been recording or anything, or you got anything planned?
Not yet. Nothing
No.
planned, you know, I still need to chat to them and see where they're all out. But plan on writing a song because I got the name from a mate of mine who just said the name Trash Goblin just out of nowhere.
He decided to make a band called Trash Goblin.
Yeah, and he said he put a fucking sound bite with it as well for the song, just him saying whatever he said when I chatted to him last.
Okay.
Among Us playthrough, and there we go.
Fine. Well, let's talk about you got 5 songs you say on your new EP that you've recorded. Is it 5 songs you had Wülfskol?
No, 6.
6. What you want to run through? You want to give us a swift run through? What kind of subjects you talking about you singing about on the next album?
Subjects?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
What kind of?
horrors?
Yeah,
What
or
are the words?
themes. What
I play guitar.
Who does the lyrics?
Oh,
then?
it's all fucking like radiation, death.
Right.
Good Lord, a lot
You
of
like a bit of radiation.
occult, a lot of occult shit. We have one song called "Theme for the Mosh 2" is about a witch that eats babies. So yeah, it's all over the place. Weird shit.
Yeah. Cool.
You always got to have Satan. Satan's always around.
Got to have weird shit in metal. So.
Yeah.
A horse from hell.
Gotta
Horse
have
from
a
hell.
succubus. Gotta have a succubus.
The horse or whores?
Probably both horses and horse.
Both.
Horse riding horses.
There you go. Horse riding horses.
Horse riding
From hell.
horses.
From hell.
From hell. Something like that.
Oh man. I think they're frozen. Wülfskol frozen, or is it my imagination?
No, they are frozen.
He seems to be holding that beer up in the sky.
Because I'm getting a weird look from one of them, and he's still drinking water.
Yeah, he froze for a second now. I think I'm about frozen again.
Frog is back, guys.
Yeah, we can see your face. We need dark glasses to cover it up.
Yeah.
Oh, they're back.
That shit
Yeah.
must be really. I wish that was at your level.
Is Steve having a conversation off somebody else in the background, or is it my imagination? I thought I heard a voice going on in the background. I'm getting tired now, man. I've run out of beer as well, so probably best.
Yeah, I've run out of beer. I still got a bit, but I've run out of beer to drink for this.
Yeah.
Beer.
Yeah, you got loads of beer. You
Fucking Budweiser.
Yeah, shitty beer. Anyway, I think I might knock this on the head. Oh, Cap's here. I didn't see Cap there. Hi, Cap. Hi, Capin.
Ahoy, mates and
mates and mermaids.
That'd be a cool song, actually.
All right, I think I might play out with the Wülfskol track they sent me.
Yeah, let's play out with that.
Yeah. Anyone got anything they want to talk about before we go? Any last words before I bugger off and go to bed?
I want to know what you're smoking, Liam. I really do.
Leo, he's smoking.
Me.
He's smoking menthol blinking e-cigs.
Electric cigarette.
Yeah.
That's what he's
Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing clever or smart.
So that's what I'm vaping. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all he's smoking.
He gave up in January for about a week. He said, "I'm gonna throw them all away. I'm gonna give up. I can handle it. I don't." And then probably 2 days later, it's like,
You got that wrong. It
No,
was
I
late December.
Yeah.
What are you
Late
drinking?
December,
What is that?
I went.
The Amber
It was.
is a
Amber Ale.
is an Amber Ale.
Is that a local beer?
I got in Lidl, so pretty local.
Anyway, no,
Yeah.
that shit was in between. That was in between December and about the 3rd of January or something, and I was
Still
going
New
through
Year
a
then.
midlife crisis. I was going through a midlife crisis, and I thought
You
I'd
are-
do it just to see if it could. Because I thought I could. And then I woke up on like the 3rd day of January or something like that, second day, and I said, I want my e-cigs back because I missed them. And now I'm reunited with my best buddy. I can be you. I love you. Mwah.
I'm gonna remove him from the stream.
No, please.
This guy's off his nut.
Don't.
Well, I might as well. Well, Steve's buggered off. I think that's what Steve's up to. He's. I kind of feel like if he comes back and we've all gone, he's gonna be like, "Oh, well, thanks guys for not waiting for me to come back and say goodbye." Oh, he's back. He's back. We were just about to bugger off now, Steve. I was gonna go and head off to bed, mate. I'm an old fucker. I need my sleep.
He's
I've
an
got to
old
get up to
Happened
work.
is I spilled on beer, so I turned the camera off. I have to go clean that up. So.
Ah, you spilled beer, man. What a tragedy.
Sacrilege.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's
I
the
need
straw.
Yeah.
Did you ruin the makeup then?
You shouldn't be talking about that. You need a trigger warning. If you're going to need a trigger warning, if you're going to talk about spilled beer, you need to give us some kind of warning first, so I can get into my safe space. If you're going to talk,
say you spilled beer, we're all just going to cry. Just like
exactly. I can't believe it. So what a waste of nice liquid.
I know. That's alcohol abuse.
Yeah. You got anything you want to say before we head off, mate?
Thank you for having me, Graham. Cheers.
Anytime.
Thank you all.
Anytime, guys.
Thank you to all of the listeners out there. I hope you enjoyed the show. And cheers.
Thank you
Have
all
a good
for
night,
having
Al.
us,
Have a good
man.
weekend.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Glad to have you. Talk to you again soon, hopefully. So, come back every fucking Friday. I'll be here talking to people, and if there's space that you want to come in, just let us know, and you can come back in again. And if you want to hang out and talk more bollocks, that's all we do, really.
No,
that's all we do.
We talk metal. We talk metal and bollocks.
Yeah, I'll come back.
mate.
I mean, I have always loved. They weren't video back in the days when I was doing it in the last kick, but there was a radio station, Rockers Dive. They used to do this thing called the Dive Hive.
Right.
And this is going back like 7-8 years ago to 5-6 years ago, I guess. And it wasn't video, but it was audio, and it was the same idea, which was basically a free for all. And I've met so many people, like so many amazing bands around the world from there. That's where I really got to get to know the Soap Girls. I interviewed them on there, and we did interviews on there like 3 times, and not just them, but and Ted actually I met through the Soap Girls, and so many people I met through that. And I love this whole concept of my musician brothers and sisters from around the world and all the different bands getting together and shooting the shit on air, because I love discovering all these bands, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
So it's always a blast, man. I'm up for it any time. Cheers.
Cool. All right, well, feel free to come back like fucking any Friday, and if there's spaces and you want to pop on, you know what I mean, just fucking, no, it hasn't got to be every week. Just if you fucking a month down the line, you think I'm bored tonight, I wonder what's going on, come down and check it out. Right, I'm going to fucking play out with this Wülfskol track, and then I'm going to go and fucking sleep, I think. Anyone got anything else they want to finish up with? Fry, you want to say something stupid before we finish?
Cheers to everyone on here. Have a great night.
That's all we'll say. Cheers for this really fucking bizarre night.
No, we just standard night. So this is I Am the Devil's Blade? Devil's Blood. I Am the Devil's Blood. We'll let Wülfskol introduce it. What we're going to play now, Wülfskol?
I Am the Devil's Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, short but sweet.
Short
Short
but
but sweet. Right
go.
then. Good night, everybody.
Night. Good morning,
Take it
good
easy.
afternoon, wherever the fuck you want in the world.
Cheers for coming on, and come back again another time soon. And check out my podcast every Sunday, High Speed Hangover
Check out this
podcast. Every Thursday, High Speed Hangover vidcast. And if you like the show, fucking support my fucking shit. Fucking sub fucking thumbs up shit bollocking I can't go on to speak.
Bollocking more
bollocking. See you all later, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Ah.